getting dicey.
Oh, I like why it was a cursed handshake. Okay, that's a good point, actually. Let's talk about why it was a cursed handshake. So there's at the bottom right of your screen, there's a little hit point sort of counter. It's the best we've got. But when that hits 0, a fantasy character called Needle, the tabaxi, shows up, spins his wheel, and something happens. And it's kind of random. If it's out of combat, there's a wheel for non-combat stuff. If it's in combat, there's combat stuff. And they got one that was a cursed. The next handshake was going to deal like a d6 worth of damage to someone. And Father Lucian here was the recipient of that handshake. Someone that I don't know if that was a good recipient or not.
Given the reaction of them dropping to the floor, I'm probably guessing not.
Let's get some sounds going for this church here, and let's get started. So yeah, Father Lucian just drops down to the ground. There's an absolute look of shock and horror on his face as like he slowly weakens, and barely conscious, he just slumps into a kneeling position in front of you, American. And he's breathing. He's still breathing. But he's dazed and he's mumbling something about you make out the word Morning Lord, but he's not really conscious. American. American, what are you doing?
Spirits! What happened? I'm going to kneel next to him, and I'm going to immediately try and cast a healing word on him.
Okay.
What have you done to her?
Yeah, I think the rest of you are incredibly shocked.
I'm just going to be like, just laying my hands on him and chanting in Elvish over him desperately. I'll cast it at level 1.
Okay.
What have I rolled? I've rolled 5.
Okay, that's
the same I rolled
perfect.
To hurt him.
That's perfect. Okay. So you're placing your hands on him and casting the spell, yeah? Is that right? So
Yes, I'm assuming he's just had an episode of some sort currently.
Yeah, he's still breathing, and you can feel his breath while your hands are on his shoulders, chest. Where are you placing your hands?
Just on his shoulders.
Yeah.
It's not needed for the spell, technically.
And you hear him mutter the word Morning Lord once more as his eyes open and just lock eyes with your own. And he's like, he must have sent you. He must have, the Morning Lord sent you to me. He's like, with hair that yellow and bright, you must have been sent by the Morning Lord himself. I could feel it. I could feel it in your hands.
My eyes get really big, hoping to catch American's gaze, and I just nod slowly. Yes.
I'll just join the nod.
Just like, are you okay? Are you all right?
Yes, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And you notice there's a pendant or a sort of I guess some sort of pendant around his neck, hanging from a chain, and it's just the circular thing with like a sun kind of motif on it. And he places one hand on it, and he places another by his side, and he starts to say something, and realizes he's actually no longer damaged. And he said, "You healed me as well." Oh, and he gets up to his feet, and puts his hands out to sort of help you up to your feet as well.
Okay, I'll help him to his feet, but I'm wondering, can I do like some kind of check to see if my character would figure out that this is linked to what Needle said? Because it was like a day or two ago, and it was very vague, so I don't know. I'm trying to decide if my character would realize that the handshake was what harmed him.
You can give me a roll if you like. I'm happy for you to have realized it. And like these moments with Needle have been pretty memorable for something that has been so out of this world.
Okay, well, I'll just say that I do realize that at that point, and I just help him to his feet, and I'm like, oh, is that something that happens to you a lot?
Is that something that happens to you a lot? I think is the question. Lucian's like, no. This is amazing. The Morning Lord hasn't spoken to me like this in a long time. This is a miracle. This is amazing. He's
Pronounced American.
Great. I'm so happy that we've made such a good impression on you.
There's excitement in his face, like absolute excitement in his face. And he goes, why are you here? Why has he brought you to me?
Well, we are here because the Morning Lord has willed it, and we want your help. And the Morning Lord wants your help. Exactly.
Is this because of how well I've looked after the people of Lucky? Has the Morning Lord noticed?
Yes. Yes, he has, and he is a big fan.
And he kind of like he straightens out his tunic on, and he's very proud. And he says, "Oh, you mentioned you needed help. How could I help? What could I offer?" And he takes a look at all of you. Oh, did he send all of you? Are you all associated with the Lord, the Morning Lord?
Sure.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Yeah.
If American says it, then sure.
Yes. Well, Father, I'm so happy that this Morning Lord he brought us all together on this fine, beautiful, wonderful day. We've got so much to tell you. Shall we all sit down and catch up? He's so proud of you and all the good things you've done, and he's just got a few more requests. Shall we all sit down? Oh, come over here, children. Oh, lovely old Lucian. He's here to help.
Sure. And Lucian takes a step back and sort of offers up the pews at his side. Please take a seat.
Thank you, Father. I walk past him and go to shake his hand.
And he kind of reaches out with a bit of apprehension. And then just like he just grabs your hand so quick. And just his hand just like shoots out to grab your hand. And he shakes
your commitment.
And he shakes your hand, and he's a little disappointed that there's nothing. He doesn't feel that same energy from you.
Or just a bit of a clammy, sweaty hand.
It's a bit cold.
He's been hooked on the rush already.
Chasing the dragon.
I'll just sit down.
Ireena and Ismark also sort of make their way into the room with the kids. By the time you make your way into this main area of the church, one of the doors behind you open, and this maybe 20-something-year-old guy with dark hair leaves one of the side rooms with a shovel over his shoulder, and just gives you all a bit of a look. There's no smile or anything. He just takes a look at, eyes you up, and turns around to leave the church. Yeah.
Just blank.
Yeah, there's really nothing to him. He's just.
Could you ping where he came from?
Yeah, just from the door on the left closest to the main doors.
And he was carrying a shovel.
Just carrying a
At
shovel.
least he's not a vampire spawn.
Yeah. And Father Lucian says, "Oh, that's just Milovich. He tends to the area around the church, looks after the place."
Okay.
Milovich.
The groundsman.
Well, he does that and so much more for the church. I'd hate to just label him as the groundsman.
He's been labelled as the groundsman. That's cool. That's exactly what I'm writing
Loris
down.
is just writing in his diary.
Groundsman.
Groundsman.
Pirate? Question mark,
Groundsman.
exclamation mark.
Carries a shovel. Looks like, is
But
a
was he
groundsman.
wearing a jaunty hat? In which case, he is a pirate.
Clearly.
Yeah. He could be a pirate
Mila
with a shovel.
Jovovich?
That's what I was thinking. Is it short for Mila Jovovich?
It could be.
Milovich.
He was wearing that thing she wears from Fifth Element.
Really?
No.
The bandage look.
Okay, that's weird.
So much more.
But
I feel like I
Once
would have
it's,
noticed that.
Malaki has weird dress sense.
Yeah.
Got it.
And Lucian sort of leans up against the pew at the head of this church. And he's focusing mostly on American at this point. Says, "So how can I help the Morning Lord further? What can I do?"
Never met him such a helpful man before. This is wonderful. Well, the first thing is, we've been tasked. The Morning Lord first sent us to save some children, which we have done. Actually, here they are. They're very, very lovely children, but they have no home. Is this something you can help us with?
Yes, absolutely. We've got one spare room that we could give the young kids. And he sort of just looks out towards Ismark and Ireena with the two kids standing between them, and says, "Just the door on the right, kids. The door on the right. Go see if that's up to your standards." And the two kids sort of feverishly just run towards the closest door on their right, opens it up, and they just sort of disappear into the room. And a moment later, the young boy sticks his head out of the room and just sort of like nods and tucks back into nods his head and tucks back into that room for a bit. Morley?
Father, these children, the Morning Lord has great things in store for them. They must be treated extremely well. Extremely well.
And Ismark, hearing you say this, sort of walks up next to you, Morley, and in front of Father Lucian, and he delves into his pouch and he pulls out some coins, and he says, "Father, if you may, I'd like to help as best I can as well," and pulls out maybe about 50 gold pieces and hands them to Father Lucian. And Father Lucian looks down in his hands as he says, "This is amazing. The kids will be looked after, but so will so many others. Thank you so much." And he just says like a quick little prayer to the Morning Lord while putting his hand over this little pendant around his neck.
How many winter coats did he hand over?
Just the one that had Morley's name embroidered in the back. Ismark had been embroidering it the entire trip.
Aw.
I just want to give Ismark like a nice friendly pat on the back, like you've made good on your word sort of thing.
yeah, I'll give him a little nod. He's shaping up to be a bit of a better burgomaster than I thought.
Bill's just going to step forward very quickly and just say, "Father, the creature comforts are great, but I think what these children really need is love. They need somewhere that cares for them. They've had just an awful time, and we just want to make sure that they're taken care of."
Yes, I understand. I'm not sure what these kids have been through, but I mean, they're going to be safe here, and we will look after them. You can count on that. And this,
Thank you, Father.
and he holds up the coins. This will help immensely.
Thank you, Father.
Is that you've come all this way for such a simple request? Is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, there's more than just that. I don't even know where to begin, Father. I hate to bring up even the mention, but, well, as I'm sure you know, the devil is the enemy of this land, and he pursues us.
And he nods along with you until you mention that, you know, that he's a threat to you guys. And his eyes widen. He says, "What have you done to upset the devil himself. I think Ismark steps forward again and sort of says, "Well, Father, the devil seems to have become focused on my sister here." And Ireena sort of turns her neck and shows the scars on the side of her neck, and Lucian's eyes widen. And Ireena says, "I need somewhere to be safe from him. Somewhere that will keep me safe. Do you know of somewhere that I can stay?" And Lucian kind of looks behind. He just kind of gives like a little bit of a half look behind him, and turns his attention back to Ireena, and says, "You may stay here with myself, the kids, and Milovich. We look after people in need at night, give them somewhere to stay, put up some makeshift beds here. You can trust me that this church, there is no way that the devil himself can get you here." Baron.
Is there any way I could tell what he was glancing at when he looked at behind him a little bit?
Give me an insight check.
Okay, I've got so many character sheets now. I got Frog Baron Byron. Devil Turn Byron. Okay, insight. That's a +0.
What's that? A 2.
2, I think. Yeah.
Okay. With a roll of a 2, it was. It basically just looked like a glance behind him, like he was gathering his thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll be 100% safe here, Father. And Morley shoots Ireena a bit of a gearing glance.
Yeah. And Lucian, can you give me an insight check as well, Morley?
Okay.
Okay.
18 + 1.
Perfect. I think with that, you asked that, and it looks like he's about to say something before he catches himself, and then says, "Yes, I can guarantee that she will be safe here."
I want to say, well, I mean, it's no life for her to just. Just he has to stay here forever? I mean, we heard this town was safe. Is that true? We need to have a life for you, Ireena. You can't just ditch you at a church and that's your life now. Tell me, is this town safe? I've heard this whole town is safe.
I mean, some of Strahd's servants have found their way into Vallaki before, but none of them have ever made their way into this church. There's nowhere safe in all of Barovia, nowhere safer than this church.
Have they ever wanted to come in here though?
They've tried.
Like, does anyone want to come in here?
Oh, they've tried, but there's just.
They have?
Yes, they've tried.
Because they're very determined to get Ireena, like extremely determined. In 3 days, the devil
2 days.
said that he's 2 days now. Said he's going to show up and marry Ireena.
You can see that he's wanting to, and he's like looking around the room now. He's looking around the room and he's looking out the windows and he's just keeping an eye on people that are walking past outside the windows. He looks out behind him and you can see Milovich clearing some dirt out the back with the shovel he had over his shoulder before. And
Is there somewhere we can have a more private conversation, Father?
Can you give me a persuasion check, please?
Sure. Sorry.
That's all right. We cut all this dead air out
Here we
anyway,
go.
so it's fine. Oh, beautiful. It's 15 plus 10.
25. 15 plus 10.
Plus 10.
Wow.
It's kind of my thing.
Plus 10.
Yeah, that's crazy. Lucian, hears you say that, and he looks over at Mirakin once more, at her golden hair, and puts one hand on his pendant, and he says, gather closer, please, gather closer. He just sort of motions for you all to lean in, and Ireena and Ismark all move forward to get as close as possible so they can sort of hear what Lucian has to say. He says, St. Andrew, when he died, his bones were blessed, and they were put under this church. And it's those blessed bones that have kept this church safe for over 100 years. Not the devil or the devil's minions have been able to enter this church thanks to that secret that not anyone but myself and you know of. And he looks again over his shoulder at Milovich, who for a moment was looking in and seeing what was like, just looking in and seeing you all huddled before turning back to digging with the shovel. Mirakin.
That is quite an incredible blessing. And then she sort of glances down and looks at his pendant that he seems to be so precious over, and she sort of absent-mindedly moves her hand towards it and goes, tell me about this intriguing symbol.
Okay. The moment you say that, all of that excitement and joy that he was showing on his face just drops. Could you repeat? What did you say?
The Morning Lord symbol, you know.
But Mirakin doesn't know what it is. She just asked him
I can see
what
what's
it
going
was.
on here, American.
And he takes
I
his...
mean the workmanship, Father. What are you talking about? Of course I know that.
What's it
I
made
just
of?
think it's an incredible piece.
Better than most of them.
I'm going to need a deception roll from you, Mirakin.
Good thing I have that beautiful -1 charisma that always comes in very
Can we
handy.
help? Can we give American advantage because we're all trying to play along?
This is Mirakin accidentally admitting she doesn't know what it is. For her to back up on this is going to be... She's going to have a very good roll.
Oh, I always do.
It's like you're saying you don't know what thetans are, but you're pretending to be Scientologist.
Who's seen it? Thought I pushed deception, but is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, I've rolled a critical fail.
Wow.
I rolled a
interesting.
1 -1, so...
It's the worst kind of fail ever.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
At least we'll remember this.
A red zero.
That's what we were mentioning.
Shake his hand again.
All right, let's go to the original plan of burning this place to the ground.
He asks you to sort of repeat yourself, and you just look dumbfounded back at him. You've got nothing
No,
to
I
say.
didn't.
This is what a crit fail is. This is your crit fail
Oh, what?
playing
So I can
out.
roleplay... Oh, what? I can't roleplay my way out of this one?
No, because you rolled a crit fail. You just look back at him dumbfounded, and he takes he takes a few steps back, and he's like, "Oh God, what have I done? Who are you? Like, what have I done?"
What have you done?
Okay, Father.
What is the matter?
What did he just tell you that only he knew about? And now he's just...
We're not going to tell anyone. Don't worry.
Father, please.
Like,
You said
Oh, man.
that you were brought here by the Morning Lord.
You
Word.
said that.
We
why are you
disagree.
freaking out?
Also, we kind of said it a little bit.
Well, I think he's probably right. If
because
anyone
we
would
would-
know, he would.
Look,
I'll be like, Bill, fix this.
He's freaking out. He's like backing up. She's visibly shaking as he backs up into the back of the room.
But we're
Father,
not going to
I'm-
tell anyone who you buried in the ground under the church.
we may not be able to talk you down from here. We just trust me. We have nothing but good intentions. Anything you've just told us will stay completely between us. And perhaps we were sent here, but maybe not directly with direct instructions. But I mean, I think the fact that we are acting with good intentions is perhaps something that the Morning Lord would want us to be doing. And we may not directly follow, but we are good people.
Okay.
We're already here.
Remember the 50 gold is all I'd say.
You're like,
There's Mark. You got another
the
50?
Morning Lord's in my ear telling me, "Don't freak out, man."
If you weren't sent here from the Morning Lord, who did the devil send you? Who sent you here?
Well, the devil certainly didn't send us. He's
Well, you
been
did
chasing
summon
us
us.
for.
What did you say?
Wait.
You're
Baron?
making it so much worse.
But not to... Look, he summoned us into this land.
Stop!
Just to
You're
fuck
making
with
us
us.
sound like demons right now.
But then we overcame. He tried to kill us, and we
I
overcame. that.
jab the Baron in the ribs
Ow!
with my elbow. We showed up here not of our own volition, but we have that thing is no friend of ours. Our plight is real. We are doing our best to keep Ireena safe. She is our charge.
Morley,
Are there any kind of religious artifacts?
you want to burn the place down?
Fireball! Bang!
Religious artifacts, like not like stained glass windows or anything like that, but any shit hanging on the walls.
Yeah, there's kind of like there's more of what you see around, have seen on the pendant. There are some small symbols, sort of. Now that you're taking a look, some are carved into the stone. There's a couple of wooden ones hanging with a couple of candles underneath them and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, I want to take one of the small wooden ones, one of the ones that weighs less than 10 pounds, with Mage Hand, which I'm going to make invisible, and I'm going to just drift it down off the wall very
don't
slowly
scare the fucker.
and land in front of the father. Just gently place it down between ourselves and the father on top of that stone thing.
Like on top of the little altar.
Yeah, we want to use all the technical terms.
The stone
That
table
block.
thing, yeah.
I like to call
Yeah,
it.
this religious shit on the walls.
Yeah.
In front of the God Man.
The quote.
And I'm gonna act as it floats down.
Okay. How am I going to
He's
deal
like,
with this? So because you can make you can make Mage Hand invisible, right? You can. Is there with the casting of that spell? Is it vocal? Do you have to do hand gesture? What is this? Because I think we might have to do something like sleight of hand or something. Sleight of Mage Hand.
It's like an arcane trickster thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just cast at will. Somatic.
What's the-
and verbal?
Somatic and verbal. I want to get.
Can that be thinking aloud? Like you can think.
Oh.
Verbal can be thinking.
Give me a sleight of hand. Well, give me a sleight of
No,
hand.
verbal can't be thinking by definition.
Hence the verbal part.
Fuck. It's one of my best things as well.
Oh Jesus! Come on.
Okay, well, it's against a roll. It's against a roll, so it's not just a 9 by itself. And what, does he have any extra bonuses to that? He does. He's got a +1,
Oh no.
and he rolled a 7
Oh.
against
Sleight of hand.
against your 9. So he doesn't notice. He's too busy, kind of freaking out. And you manage to lift off with this mage hand, lift off one of those small wooden carvings of the same symbol. and you detail what you do with it.
It just kind of, so it shudders on the wall, and then it kind of just lifts up, and then just gently kind of drifts down and lands very, very softly right in the center of the stone altar.
Okay.
Upside down.
The right side up.
Can I just get a perception roll from basically the rest of you?
Okay.
Just to see if you noticed that it was Morley doing this.
Certainly.
Ooh, I rolled an 18 plus 6.
I rolled a 1 plus 4.
Okay.
I rolled a
an
19.
18
Sorry, rolled a 19.
Cool, and an 18 for a Baron. So all of you except Bill noticed a little hand movement from Morley. But Bill, you're seeing this thing float across the room as well, and you are amazed. This is for real a sign of the Morning Lord.
My immediate reaction is my hand goes straight to my rapier, and I motion to withdraw it, and then I stop and catch myself, and I just go, "It's real. He's real." As I watch this,
Real.
as I watch this symbol float across, I always thought they were all bullshit. And his whole perspective is just changing.
I think
It's like 3/4 of a way through a Santa Claus movie.
It's like a religious moment.
I think
An awakening.
Bill, for you, I think this is an actual religious moment for you. This is a thing that could change Bill a little bit.
Certainly.
This is an actual moment in your life where Bill now believes that the Morning Lord is a real entity now. Because I mean, this is D&D. Like Bill knows of real gods that are out there that people pray to, and this is you've never kind of really thought about this one, but this is you seeing for the first time, like with your own eyes, proof that it exists. And Father Lucian is mind blowing. He's gone from being like freaking out and shaking to just absolute calm as this thing places itself at the altar. And he runs up to the altar and just looks at it. And he tries to catch his breath, and he's like, okay, I trust you. I trust you.
Just gotta trust.
Truly, it's a sign.
And he places his hand over the pendant on his chest and just sort of has a little prayer to the morning. Thank you, Morning Lord.
I thank you as well, Morning Lord.
Yes, praise be to the Morning Lord. It is as
Correct terminology.
he has ordained that us, the loyal servants of the Morning Lord, are here.
Stop it! Just too
Give her the
far.
wind up.
We're
I've
here!
seen the light.
Hallelujah! Is that a thing you say in this church?
It's the worst word you can say in this church.
I do believe you already said it's not a Christian church.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
And he just looks out at all of you and says, "You may leave the kids and Ireena with me. They will be safe."
Ireena, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I don't know what else there is for me to do. I mean, I'm not safe anywhere except for here, it seems.
Father, I have to ask, what of the Abbey? Is the Abbey protected by the Morning Lord also?
There are words that most religious places are at least somewhat protected from the devil, but no one's really come or gone from Gretzk in quite some time.
Why not?
The burgomaster there is quite picky with who he allows to come and go.
Well, that sounds good.
Burgomaster stuff.
Yeah. Strict burgomaster.
Do they have the same kind of holy sanctity that clearly pervades this place?
If they do, it's not something I have heard of.
I think Ireena would be safest here. We've all seen it. Clearly, there's something here.
And he nods. I promise you, she will be safe here.
Ireena will be back to you. I give you my word. You'll be free to come and go as you please.
And Lucian says, yes, she's definitely not locked to these four walls. If she wants to move out of in and out of this church, she will be accompanied if needed. I don't want her to feel like she is trapped here.
I don't know if you should be coming and going, especially in the next few days.
If that's the case, we'll leave it up to Ireena, I guess. If she's happy to be locked in, then myself, Milovic, will be more than happy to make sure she is well fed, looked after.
I think you should go into lockdown for at least a few days.
And is there any specific reason for a few days?
Was he not listening?
The devil himself said that he's going to come and marry Ireena in 2 days, I think it is now.
Well, I can't think of a better... No, kidding.
Yeah, so we got the catering sorted.
Yeah, you said 2 days. 2 days.
Well, he said 3 days. Everyone is it now 2 days? We've had a
I think we've mucked around for a day, so yeah.
He saw us on the morning a day ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it has been around about
3
24 hours.
3 minus 1. 2.
Oh, is that how...
That's how numbers work.
Yeah. Even in
We're all learning
Barovia.
something today.
We used to have 3 days, and then a day passed, and now we have 2 days.
Can you explain that again? I'm lost.
Well, when the sun coming up, and the moon rise,
Oh, this is just.
and then the sun come again, that is 1 day.
Ah.
Oh, that's 2 days, isn't it?
That's the start of the second day. It's like
Look, we started partway through the day, all right?
Yeah, look, if you could just start this explanation again, Bill. I'm getting a little lost here. I just need to figure out when Strahd's coming.
I'm just going to stare out this window.
Okay, you sort of just stare out the window, and you're looking out on the there's a whole bunch of gravestones. You're looking out over the graveyard at that point.
Whole bunch.
Yep. And Lucian notices you sort of looking out there, and he says, "You noticed our graveyard there? It's one of the safest places to be buried in all of Barovia. Has anyone sort of talked you through what happens with the dead here?"
No. Oh, that's interesting. At the safest place to be buried. Well, what can go wrong?
Well, death comes for us all at some point, but here in Barovia, souls are as trapped here as the people. If you are to die, your soul may leave your body, but in trying to leave this world, you will be forced to just roam bodiless through this ether within Barovia. And if you're lucky enough, it may be passed on to another body, and then we get into this whole soulless and souled population problem we've got going here.
No, I had not heard of that. Are you saying that someone's soul can leave and then enter another body and kick that soul out?
No, when someone is born, they are born without a soul. And a soul is gifted to them upon birth. But because of all of the souls that are restricted here in Barovia, more people are born than die. So some receive souls and some are born without. And Ismark was like...
Are you saying because souls cannot enter the land?
Correct.
To the babies.
Correct. The souls within Barovia are all the souls that we have.
Right, so you got more bodies than souls.
And Ismark's like, I probably should have told you about this.
It's an interesting one, yeah.
You can tell. You can kind of tell some of them apart. The soulless here in Barovia, they don't really show any emotion. There's nothing to them. The best
Like that guy carrying the shovel?
The best way to tell if someone has a soul or not is whether they have the ability to cry. That's if they're crying, they've got a soul. It's as easy as that. That's the easiest way to.
Got a soul.
My God, she's got one hell of a soul.
She's also.
You might be hogging the extra soul. She's got too many.
We found the problem.
It's gonna kill Mary. Look, this is terrible.
People crying.
And so what we find is that the souls move into bodies that are similar to the ones that they left, and this can cause a bit of confusion.
Does that change their personality?
The personality kind of manages to find its way through to the new body. It's tied to the
So it's
soul.
almost like a brain transference.
I don't know what kind of science you're talking about, but
Like the
mind.
movie Big.
A bigly science.
They don't have the memories of their previous, but they manage to still sort of turn out like their previous self. Ireena sort of has a bit of a quizzical look on her face as well. And she sort of looks to Ismark and says, the devil has called me Titania once. I thought
Dun, dun, dun.
I wasn't sure what to make of it.
Hold on. Tatiana. Or is that what you said?
Tatiana, sorry.
So when you were a child, did you ever cry?
I believe so. Yeah. I've cried. Ismark? Oh yeah. Yes. As a kid,
Dick.
definitely.
Oh, my spirit. So are we thinking that maybe the devil is fixated on the previous owner of your soul?
Yes.
Dramatic pause.
Killed by yelling dramatic pause.
Yeah, Tatiana. I'm going to write this down in my book.
Surely I'd have some memory of that. Something. No. And Ismark sort of reminds Ireena, there is a big part of your past you don't remember, right? And there's just a sort of a quiet between Ismark and Ireena.
Since when? Like,
sense.
Well, I think Morley, it was Father Donovich in Barovia that sort of told you that Ireena was found in the woods as a young girl and was taken in by the burgomaster of Barovia, and that there was sort of an unknown history of where she might have come from.
It's all coming clear to me. I swear I've just figured this all out. Okay. I mean, the devil, obviously obsessed with his long lost love. She died tragically, of course. Her soul reincarnated. Why else would he be obsessed with pursuing this woman? It's all making sense. It's all coming together, I'm telling you.
do you think they were married previously
Maybe.
and he can't get over it?
Oh, how
Do you
tragic.
think this would break the curse of Strahd if he just got married?
No. No way.
Oh, Molly, just a little.
One
jealous.
question. How do onions affect the soulless?
I just think there's just
Gee.
quiet and some confused looks. Ismark and Lucien.
The sound of face palming is audible from Bill.
I just want to know if it's a tear duct problem or an emotional problem.
Oh, you're talking about right.
Cut an onion, put it under their eyes.
Yeah, I think it's an emotional thing. If they cry, they're due to emotion.
So there's tears still flow, so they could fake it. I'm just trying.
I think they do have tear ducts. They are still people, after all.
Okay.
To keep the eyes moist and whatnot.
Yeah. Just walking around with like little eyedroppers. Good morning,
That's
everybody.
how you can tell a soul. They've always got red eyes and eye drops.
They look stoned. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah. Yeah. What next, everybody?
Well, Father, you've trusted us, and I think it's about time that we trusted you. And I need to tell you right now that if we're successful in what we want to do, you won't have to worry about the devil himself for much longer.
And he nods and he says, "It's something I have heard brave people say before, but there's something about you lot. The Morning Lord has shown that you are to be trusted, and I don't doubt you for a minute." I said moment,
Good.
just a mix of minute and moment there. Moment. It's a bit of a Luckian word.
Father, will you be at the Wolf's Head Jamboree?
We kind of all have to be. Yes, we'll be there.
Will Ireena be there then? Does she have to go? Ireena.
That's a good question. I will. If I'm not there, it will be noticed. If Livorge is not there, it will be noticed. But if Ireena, if she stays here, I'm sure that will be fine. But she will be unguarded during that time.
I will look after you, Ireena. While the Wolf's Head Jamboree is on, I'm happy to do it.
And that is it's 2 days. It's 2 days from now.
Stand guard. What's wrong with you?
I'm not so sure that we should leave Ireena here. I think the children are correct to leave here, but surely Ireena would be better under our watchful eyes.
I would have thought so, but
I don't know.
Trust will miss it.
Strahd can't come here.
Why would she be safer here with you instead of here?
Because it's just one old guy.
And he sort of leans.
I know he's got some bones, but I mean.
And
sure,
don't mention the.
we don't know.
Ixnay on the bone owns
Stay
day.
on their own
I mentioned
stage.
the bones. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it.
But Abby might have loads of people buried under it.
Yeah. I don't know why she would be safer with you than here with the bones.
All I'm saying is I haven't seen any amazing bones, but I have seen myself thorn whip a thing until it died, and these guys are pretty good too.
St. Andrew guards watch over this church.
And the father points.
No, I've never met him.
Points to the thing, the effigy on the effigy, the symbol on the altar, and says, "The morning Lord himself. I mean, what more proof do you need that
That's exactly.
she will be safe?"
Can I just suggest, perhaps we stay here for a couple of days until this so-called wedding is supposed to happen, and then decide what to do from there. I'm very convinced that this is the safest possible place. We all saw the miracle. Let's not pretend we didn't.
Yes, miracle.
Agreed. Yes, we did.
That's what it was. Absolutely.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a miracle.
Well, yeah, okay. I think there might be a good compromise because I think we can't just be wandering around protecting her as well in our little wagon or whatever.
And if
So this
Morley
might be a
keeps
good-
nodding anymore, his hat's going to fall off. So
Morley's definitely keen for it.
he's dead
I do
keen.
think they need to get better brackets for their religious artifacts on the walls.
Can't have
Hold
those
them-
things
hold them
flying
off
around.
the wall. Yeah, slowly wafting down onto everything.
So just chilling out in Vallaki for a couple of days, which I have absolutely planned for.
I'm just like torn. I don't know.
We can.
Yeah,
I want to
the
go
other
see
option
it.
is
I want to
Basil.
go. I want to get on that wine mystery.
No. If
I want to go on the wine tour.
if it's sticking to Vallaki that you guys want to do, we can
They
figure
can't
out.
take more than 2 days, right? The old wine.
Yeah, we got so
Wine
much
problem.
time.
Well,
Wineries are always a day trip. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let's do that.
so
Let's go do the wine trip.
no. Let's not just change things
Because
because of.
tourist booklet here.
Let's not change.
I mean,
Wine
in
tasting
the
tour.
meantime, we'll stay local.
Yeah.
Go out.
Morley can stay in the church if he wants to and take
Shop
care of the
local.
kids in Ireena, and the rest of us will go on the wine tour.
They'll
So
have
that's great.
bicycles.
Just what I was about to offer there, Loris. I could definitely stay back and keep an eye on things here with Ireena. But if you guys want to stay in Vallaki, there are definitely things that can happen in Vallaki. It comes down to what you guys are wanting. If you want to stay in Vallaki, probably take a slightly earlier break. And I need to take a look into some things that we could do.
Some panic planning.
Not panic planning, but just some planning would be good.
Keen on that wine tour though.
Yeah, but it's
Alright,
really
so-
up to you guys.
Yeah.
Quick
Do you
vote.
need to read anything for the wine tour?
I know. There's a couple of things I don't need to read up on.
Right.
Okay.
Quick vote on wine tour. Vote wine tour or staying here. Who votes wine tour?
I think something really weird is happening with the wine, and I need to
Alright.
get to the bottom of it.
So 4 of us are going wine tour. Morley, are
Look,
you
the-
staying with
the
Ireena or are
wine-
you coming?
I'm going to stay guard.
Okay,
We'll be
that's
back
cool.
by night time.
Ismark, are you coming with or are you staying with
It's
Ireena?
just a day trip. Just come with us, Morley. Come
It's
on, you'll
morning.
feel left out if you don't.
He's got some other
I know why he doesn't want to
Work
go.
here,
He's like
yeah.
temptation all around.
he's got other
Wine.
work that
I'm
he
a
needs to attend to.
teetotaler.
Exactly. I wouldn't want to be going and
What if it was a
surrounding myself
kombucha
with the-
tour?
The devil's drink.
I think there's another reason why he wants to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My eyes go back and forth between Ireena and Morley.
Dude, grow up, Baron.
That confirms it.
You wouldn't in a church.
Uh-oh.
He probably would.
Ireena and Morley.
It's coming off.
Okay, so we've kind of gone around it a bit here. Are we staying in Vallaki? And there are there's heaps of things that can happen in Vallaki, so don't worry about that.
I think we've decided we're going to split the party. 4 of us are going on the wine tour. Morley's staying behind.
Morley has to come with us. Look, it won't be long. It'll just be a couple of hours. We have to go get the wine, bring it back.
It's an empty cask. That's all we're trying to get.
No. They haven't been
Can't
able
be
to get
million
any
oaks
wine.
in
There's
the
something
entire
going on.
world, can there?
Well, the prophecy was for a cask which used to contain the finest wine.
Mhm.
Used to. So your temptations, Morley, shall remain here in Vallaki, and they'll be here when we get back.
Yeah.
Come on.
I tell you what, it's Ireena's decision.
I
Ireena, if you feel safer with me than without me, then
well, I wouldn't.
Oh,
I
this is gonna
wouldn't
be
put it that
painful.
way. I mean, I think there's no worry of the devil coming for another 2 days, and Kresk is only a couple of hours from here. And the winery
right,
itself.
it's done. All right, wine it is. All right. Oh, I can take a hint, can't I? I'll get the
Someone's a
wine.
little hurt.
Get the wine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good, actually.
jeez. Did it get cold in here?
Relieved in a way.
Okay. So
Did anyone else feel that chill?
yeah. So I'll stay here with Ireena, make sure the kids are okay.
Perfect.
I'll talk to the father more about the bones. Just find out. Let's find a bit more about them. And we'll see you. Look, it'll be half a day. It'll be less than. You'll be here before nightfall, I'm sure.
Okay.
Let's aim
Whatever.
for that. Let's be back before nightfall.
If we are, we are.
Okay.
Do you know how these things can be? Look, we know that these wine merchants may have met some kind of problem or danger, and we will try to save them if that is part of our course.
Okay, cool. I think.
And their wine.
Yeah.
Off we go.
Yeah, you guys all sort of head out of the
Yes.
church. And Morley, as you go to turn, Ireena sort of grabs your sleeve and holds you back, and just says, "Stay safe out there, Morley."
Oh,
You too, Ireena. Be safe.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
And she just gives you a smile, nods, and then just heads off to round up these kids. And I think that's a
Good friend.
That's a good time to take a 5-minute break. A little earlier than normal, but it's a good time.
Didn't even like her anyway. I asked her out, my dear, so whatever. Not a problem.
so bitter. So bitter. It's been spurned once and he's just like, nah, that's it.
She isn't.
I hope
always
this
in
doesn't
need of
drive him
help.
back to drink.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a hard no. It was just kind of a look, I'd rather stay here, but you should go.
Yeah.
It's a gentle brush off.
Yeah.
Just having a wee bit of a laugh. But
How are you feeling, Adam? I wasn't sure if you trying to stay back was
Well-
you as Adam saying, I'm going to
Yeah.
disappear.
I was actually. I was sort of thinking it might work out quite well.
Yeah.
If I can perhaps just disappear for a while because I'm actually not feeling the best.
Yeah. We'll just make sure Morley's pretty just quiet on the. He'll be there.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good to stick around for a bit. It just would have been. Yeah, I'll stick around.
No,
I'll
it's
stick around.
because the way I was thinking about it is if everyone's leaving and Morley stays at church, while it might only be like a half day to a full day of the characters being out of town, I don't know how many sessions that would be. And I don't want to just be like, oh, Morley's running up from behind. I'm back, guys. I decided, fucker, I'm here. Yeah. So it's probably better.
Poor choice of words.
So it's probably better if I think he's there, and if you want to go, you can, and Morley can just be there if needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stick around for a bit longer.
Okay, cool.
I'll go grab a drink.
All right, perfect. Everyone, feel free to grab yourself some sort of refreshment. I have water. What is everyone else drinking tonight? Is there a specific beer in front of you tonight, Bill?
I just finished my beer.
Nice. What are you drinking
So
tonight?
I might.
I have this essence.
What is it? Oh, essence.
Gelfling essence.
Gelfling essence. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
Fancy.
I was hoping.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
really hoping
Did you
like
buy that off a Pixie?
smoke or something would come out when you unplugged.
Yeah. Well, it glows. It's hard to see.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool.
I feel like you
milk
bought that off of
carefully.
a Troll King or.
Yeah, Skexy.
That's
It's from the Dark Crystal.
from the show, or is that in the movies? I haven't seen the movie for like.
It's definitely in the show. I
decades.
think it's in the movies. In the movie, I haven't seen it for ages. The movie, but I loved it.
Did I missed something? Super Paul Games. Has he done? Well, I'm trying to look here. Where did that come up? It must have come up. This is the thing. It doesn't show up in chat. It must have come up as an alert or something. So I'm just going to take a quick look here because it sounds like our good friend Super Paul Games has dropped a nice donation again, which he did a few weeks ago. It was a sweet little $10 donation, dude. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, that helps. It helps hugely. We need to figure out what the next. I think this is us paying Dave back for the microphone he bought out of his own cash at the moment. So we're trying to just in an effort to try and get all the audio quality up to a higher standard. We sort of push Dave into going and getting himself a nice mic. But I want to cover that with the Getting Dicey funds.
Which just proves that peer pressure works, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Hence armor, microphone.
Yeah.
Next it's a new laptop. Actually, in the next couple of days, I'm buying like a second monitor, a keyboard, and a mouse because I've got like a token to work from home, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
can like
sweet.
so I can have like two monitors and stuff. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, sweet. Nice new setup for you.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Can't wait.
Yeah, nice. Let's see what else is happening. Random's been throwing some bits around, which is great. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, Needle's really close.
Is it? How close is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's like super close. That $10 donation pushed it incredibly close.
Yeah.
For some reason, like it cuts off for some annoying reason.
Oh,
So I can't
Random's
see it
trying to
from now.
spawn him in combat.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
I like that because I don't think we've had a combat. I don't think we've had a combat spin yet, so that would be pretty cool, actually.
Wasn't that the
We
first
did
one?
right?
The
No,
very
the
first
first
one,
one wasn't.
Or second one?
We had a combat spin because it. Oh, was it in
No.
combat? Was it
No.
just
With
before?
the-
No,
initi-
he's given us the powerful weapons twice.
Yeah, which you guys
And
all
we- and
still
we
have.
have.
We got knocked on our asses by an earthquake, but that wasn't
Yeah.
initiative, was
Ah.
it? Was it an initiative?
It was.
I can't
It
remember.
was actually. That was the only
There was
combat,
combat,
roll
I
that
think,
we've had.
versus the witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's right. So you've had one spin from the combat wheel. You guys just haven't. There hasn't been much combat. There's been a couple of big fights, and that's kind of it. In comparison to like Lost Mine of Phandelver, where there was like a bunch of little fights all the time. So it's quite interesting.
I kind of feel like unless you're dungeon diving, it doesn't really make sense for you to always be in combat.
Yeah. I think you're right. Like the Wave Echo Cave was huge for that.
Yeah.
It was like every room there was something, and that's kind of cool. It has its own merits. It's quite fun. But yeah, I think so. Hoju's just asking how close is it. For some reason, it cuts off the amount when it gets very close to the edge, and it looks like it's less than 100 points away from spawning Needle. So that could be interesting. Oh, there you go. Someone's just thrown up the Needle prompt as well, so that sort of gives a little bit of a look at what Needle does. But yeah, if you're watching, you're liking what we've done so far, it's been very roleplay heavy. It'd be interesting to see where the rest of the session goes. Give us a follow. We're actually really, really close to 600 followers at this point, which is really cool. We only celebrated like 500 a few sessions back, so it's quite a cool little thing. I think we're sitting at, let's see, 577 maybe. Might have gone up a little bit for a little bit there. What do we got? 577, which is great. So another 23, and we'll be at 600, which is super cool. If you want to see our previous stuff as well, all of the previous sessions are up on YouTube or on podcast format, so you can anywhere you get podcasts and anywhere you get YouTube, which is one place. It's YouTube. It's just there. It's just in that one place.
I always go to YouTube when I want to view YouTube.
Yeah, if you just want to watch YouTube, it's just youtube.com. That's it.
No.
Yep, that's the one I go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You use the same one.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And considering there's so many of them, it's amazing you all go to the same one, just youtube.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. Once my dad was talking to me about videos he was watching, and he called it YouTube Broadcast Yourself. I thought that was kind of cute.
YouTube did that used
I watch
to
it
be,
on-
super cool.
was that their
He's
motto
like-
or something at one point, or did he just like
It was
free flow that
I don't
one?
know if that's. I don't know if it's still their slogan, but it used to be like underneath their logo. It used to
Right.
say "Broadcast Yourself." So it's like, oh, I've been watching videos of the Who performing live on YouTube. Broadcast yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair. Broadcast yourself.
not technically wrong, I suppose.
It is.
Can we just talk about the hot gossip about Strahd's love life?
Let's talk about that.
I feel like there's some intrigue. First piece of the
What's
puzzle.
the subject? Sorry? Intrigue where?
Strahd's love life, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a
reckon
revelation,
he's-
wasn't it?
He's totally haunted by a doomed romantic past.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down. Doomed romantic.
And you learned all about how souls work in Barovia, which is something.
Well, I'm not sure I
That's pretty-
understand it, but no, I've written down no souls can enter or leave Barovia.
I want to meet
that
I want to
true?
see if we can meet a soulless person.
Hotel Barovia.
You've, I'm sure,
Can
have
check out.
you would have met
You
some.
can check out anytime you like. But you can never leave.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that to crop up in one of your songs.
Yeah, I'm mulling it. I'm mulling it right now.
We haven't heard a good Bill song for a wee while now.
I can actually play a little bit of Hotel California on the guitar too. Maybe I'll brush up
Yes,
about on the lute?
I need that.
on
I
the
need that.
on the lute.
You need to
On the
find a
loom,
way to
probably
make that
not.
happen. Absolutely.
I could maybe try it on a uke.
Yeah.
Have you got a uke?
Do a ukulele version. It's kind of like a little lute.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I hope I didn't stop you guys from the idea of staying in Vallaki. I was quite happy to just during our break just switch off and do some quick reading.
I was happy to stay in Vallaki until I got reminded about the wine mission.
Oh, you'd forgotten about the wine mission.
Yeah.
I'm here for the tour.
You didn't watch the
is all I
recap,
have
did
to
you?
say.
I'm here for the tour. I watched the recap. Was it mentioned?
It
in
was, yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
No, I think the wine, the sorting out the winery is part of finding the empty barrel, and that's important.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Morty wants
And
to
also
come.
finding the wine.
Yeah, well, finding
Plus-
the wine, of course.
We also said we'd help, and
You
also
did
we know
say.
that there might be people whose lives are in danger. So it kind of feels
Yeah.
rude not to.
And Danica. It was Danica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she related to someone there? Or just get the wine?
It was her
Her
husband,
father-in-law.
I think, and his
Husband-in-law?
father who ran
Yeah.
Father-in-law.
It was
Father-in-law.
her father-in-law. It was her husband's father runs it. That's all she said. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they don't get along.
and they
See,
don't
I
get
remembered
along.
that.
Yeah, you got it.
But is her husband in... Was he not in the tavern? Is he at the...
I mean, you haven't met him yet.
I thought he would be involved with the wine, but maybe he's not.
Well, if they're not talking, it was pretty much the father would just deliver whatever wine he felt like, and they'd pay for it.
Yeah, there was a conversation where they were like, can you find out if they're in trouble or something? And she mentioned something. I'm just sort of paraphrasing now. She said something along the lines of like, husband and his father don't talk anymore, and they just wait for the shipment to show up. They don't send anyone out to go get it or anything.
And if and it's normally really regular, I guess. So what as
but it's
regular
been
as this,
quite-
Mark? Now hasn't shown up. Suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's been
And
no.
when is the wolf thing? Sorry. With the-
2 nights to go.
2 days, in 2 days' time. The Wolf Jamboree was already been. Hence the pikes that had been discarded outside. But the Rising Sun, the Festival of the Rising Sun, Blazing Sun, sorry, the Festival of the Blazing Sun is in 2 days' time.
Funnily enough, so the festival's the same time as when we're expecting Dickface to come back.
Dickface.
Can't call him by his
That's
name,
how it's
so
written
I'm
in the
gonna-
book. Dickface, little trademark sign next to it.
We call him by
Yeah,
by-
Wizards of the Coast.
that I-
Like that. The curse of
Oh, I'm
Dickface.
Dickface starts with D. He's being referred to as the devil, so he's going to be
Yeah,
the devil Dickface from now on.
Dickface.
Wow.
Was that some,
I'm getting the same audio issue that I can't hear Dave, but I can hear everyone else.
are you in Firefox again?
Yay.
Sometimes he drops out for me too.
Yeah. Are you in Firefox or Chrome? Huh?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in Firefox.
Yeah, so it's a thing with Firefox. We figured that out the night where we had the chat session. That Firefox was just not playing well anymore. So
With Dave.
so both that was actually for a couple of people. Like so,
It was,
both
yeah, I was getting it with Firefox as well.
yeah. So both Joe and I were on Firefox, and everyone was sort of like popping in and out just bits. And so we changed over to Chrome, and it was fine. This is the part
It's
of
the only one I can
stream where we
use,
talk
otherwise
about
it just turns my mic up to 100.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, I don't know.
Ah,
I don't know. I don't know what we can do about that. Everything seems to
Yeah.
hate sound. How's everyone enjoying it in the chat? Have we made any revelations that you're just like, oh, that's cool? Maybe did we like
nice.
Ismark whispering bones a couple of times?
I did.
Very much so.
Okay, good.
I'm very much. I need everyone to be as obsessed with this as me.
Yeah, are you quite obsessed with that? Are you?
Is anyone amazed by the revelation that she's probably a reincarnation or like the same soul as the woman that he originally was in love with? I think that's quite significant.
Has there
kind of
been
makes
mention of Tatiana at some point? Has there? I can't remember.
She just mentioned it now. That's the first I know.
She
of it.
did, sure. But has there been any mention of Tatiana and Strahd? Like, where are you getting that from?
Because we just talked about how souls are reincarnated into new
right.
people, and then they express themselves in the same way in the new person. We know I mean, it just makes perfect sense.
What if Strahd just likes Ireena?
Yeah,
Nah.
but what is
Yeah.
it about?
He's only
Irene?
human.
You know?
See,
This
She's not that great.
There's something about Ireena.
I think my
Great.
theory has great merit.
yeah, and
Tatiana.
where did the whole Tatiana thing come in? Like, do they say that? Do we know that Tatiana's soul is in Ireena?
No,
I've
we don't.
confused
Ireena-
myself now.
Ireena just mentioned
I'm trying to think.
that Strahd called her Tatiana once.
That
That's it.
name is really familiar too. I feel like at some point that name has come up, but
I don't remember it.
She was on Gladiators, wasn't she?
Now that is a show.
no, that was Storm. You're thinking Storm.
I must be.
I don't remember
Name's so
Tatiana
similar.
coming up.
Foolish Fool says he's just baffled how nice I am. That he says I doesn't know how I turned the priest's near-death experience into a holy sign from God. That I'm a very
And then-
that I'm a very nice DM, and that was
very nice.
yeah. You did
seems
do
that just-
5. You did do 5 damage to him, and it didn't kill him. So that might give you a little clue because pretty much any NPC has 5 hit points.
Oh, so he's like an extra strong priest.
He's got
There's
7.
more to him. There's more to him. Yeah.
He was
So this would mean that everyone born has no soul.
souls are recycled in Barovia.
Yeah, they're just
and it's
recycling.
they must just be waiting around for some
So you could have
soul to show up.
you could have a bunch of people die within Barovia, and then when a baby is born, the souls move into them. And if there aren't any
do you
souls
think-
to populate them, they are born and live soulless.
But can they enter a grown adult that has no soul?
No, well, the Father Lucian just said it happens at birth. They're assigned a soul at birth.
Okay, well that all right.
Yeah.
Do you think with like a carriage crash or something where there's a bunch of people who die, they all kind of gather in the hospital, or where kids are being born, and they're like, "Do you want this one? Oh no, I'll take the next one,"
I like to think
and just
that-
kind of sort it out amongst themselves.
I reckon it's more ordered where they get given numbers when they die, and then it's
Oh yeah,
Like
A
a
Beetlejuice.
This is starting to sound
Yeah.
like a Final Fantasy plot, frankly.
yeah. Well, have a think about it. So you guys have learnt of people being brought into, other adventurers have been brought into Barovia, right? And they've, as far as you've learnt, have died. So that gives more souls to this
So
this
there's some
float
soul in-
of souls.
we've been fortunate to add to the soul pool.
You also
Awesome.
know that the Valakians, the Vistani, can come and go as they please. So whether that's another little piece,
Do you think there's soul trafficking?
I don't know.
Not everyone is a trafficker, Baron.
soul pirates.
Soul pirates.
Train.
I'm talking about the Vistani, not Morley.
Although he wants to
I
own
was
that.
I was thinking about just now. You said there might be more to the priest. I should have done a perception check when I grabbed his shoulders to see if they were super muscly.
Well,
Isn't American always doing that?
Yeah.
Checking them
That's the
out.
whole purpose. But like before you healed him, he grabbed his charm and was about to heal himself. And because when you healed him, he's like,
Was
"Oh,
he?
and you heal me." He made a
Loris
move
is very
to do
astute.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw it. He made a move to do something, and then you healed him, and he's like, "Oh, and you healed me as well."
I like that you picked up on that. I thought that was nice and subtle. That was good. That was really good.
I'd like to go into a Christian church and like have a big old chat and then go, "What's that big T?" You know, after you've said that you're like a big fan.
That was really fucking difficult for me to try and figure out what was going on, and then rolling like a crit fail to try and back out of it. I'm just like,
Then
I am amazing at charisma checks.
and then obviously
Every time.
Morley just rolling incredibly low for a sleight of hand, but still managing to outwit both the priest and Bill. I like that.
major miracle. We might have a new saint on our hands after this. Saint Morley's going to be keeping Saint Andrew company.
Are we ready to jump back in?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Okay.
go on the wine tour.
Let's put you back.
I hope there's some tastings.
What? Sorry.
There's some tastings on this wine tour.
Yeah, maybe if there's yeah, for sure. I'm sure you guys can take a moment for that. I'm just going to bring up some information.
Can't wait to meet this Vinter.
Are we out of the church? Because when we are, I just want to say something low key to people like, do you remember that prophecy? I mean, it's probably nothing to do with it, but in my book, I've got written, the enemy lurks in a hall of bones.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think we said that the Hall of Bones was in Strahd's keep, right?
Probably.
Find the evil one you
Ryan.
seek. Don John, King of Clubs, he lurks in a pit of
Don
bones.
Johnson.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
Hermione.
Oh, Don Johnson.
Ye who are short of sleeve.
Let's put this back on. Short of.
T-shirt
All right.
and then sports.
Standing.
All right. Well, let's get back into it. You guys have stepped out of the church. We'll just get some Valaki sounds going on here. Have we got Valaki sounds? We've got Valaki sounds. Let's kick those into gear. Is that working? There we go. It might be a little.
Oh, no.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you will make your way out of the church, leaving Ireena, the children, Ismark, and Father Lucian behind. And you step out onto the streets, and there's thankfully just a couple of signs outside. One pointing off to the west, pointing to the. It's got written on it Sunset Gates, and then another one pointing off to the east, which has Village Centre written on it. American, you wanted to say something as you sort of made your way out of the church?
No, I was just freaking out about the bones prophecy.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha. All right, talking about bones.
Yeah.
Cool. What's the plan? Are you guys sort of heading off on foot, getting you some horses? What are you trying to do?
I want a sandwich.
One sandwich.
One sandwich.
We still have our carriage, right?
Yeah, the carriage and the horses and Scallywag are all currently back at the tavern.
We better go get the carriage and we should probably feed Scallywag. I mean,
He's probably eating the horses by now. Isn't he?
He went for days and days and days last time. It's only been a day this time.
Yes, but
I'm sure he's fine.
you've tempted him with a thing called
vegetable dog.
Wait, so we've got a
Tiny
pirate.
little sausage dog eating an
Yeah.
entire horse.
It's the great irony.
Burrowing through it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's
Like a worm.
the town is sort of this part of the town, the western part of town outside the church, is pretty quiet. There's only maybe a dozen or so houses around this area. You can look off to the west and you see the similar gates to the ones that you entered the last night. Off, a couple of minutes walk from where you are, and you look back up the path towards the east, and you can sort of make out sort of further up the tavern that you were staying at earlier.
If we can make it back by nightfall, I'd be happy. Because
That's
it's
what I
a
burn.
bit spooky out there.
Cool. So are you guys heading off towards the tavern to pick up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a 10, 15-minute walk up to the tavern outside, and you see that Danica is inside. You're looking through the windows, and Danica is inside, just sort of getting a couple of chairs down off the tables and sort of setting up for the night. Baron?
Is Mark coming with us, or is he staying at the church?
No, he's staying back at the church.
Okay. Is Danica coming with us?
You haven't asked. you haven't
Got a
asked.
bar to look after, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you could always go in
And
and
potentially
dry-
a son?
A dry bar.
You are reminded that when you discussed heading to the winery, she did give like a little whistle and a nod to some other patrons and reminded you that if you were to go towards the winery that they would be watching over you.
Oh.
We should make sure they know we're heading to the winery so we can, take our gang with us. They might want
go
to come on the
Go
tour.
tell it.
Hi, Danica. We just go to the winery. See you later.
And she's like, she
Going
looks
on the tour.
She's looking through and she's like
I go in
mouthing.
and get a
Winery.
sandwich.
Oh,
What are you doing?
and she just flicks
Explain like that.
flicks a couple of thumbs up.
It's good to see the priest.
Oh, Bill's gone. You bullied him,
Bill's
bullied
gone.
him right out of here.
Religious experience just got to him.
Yeah, Danica just sort of gives a thumbs up and a nod, and she sort of quickly hurries on the table that she's at and just heads out into the sort of the kitchen area. Okay, yeah, and then you walk up and you can see the carriage and the horses are all prepared and ready to go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Does anyone want to go talk to her and ask about those people that were going to come with us? They might know the way better than we do.
I mean, she has marked it on the map for you.
Oh, okay.
We can read a map.
Do you remember last week?
Well, did she say that they were going to look over us?
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll
yeah.
they know we're going, so they'll keep an eye on
Yeah,
us.
you've
I'm sure.
just-
Oh, from a distance.
I get the feeling it wasn't that they're going to tag along. They're just going to keep an eye out for us. So in
Yeah.
case trouble comes up,
They
they'll be
do
there.
it?
The
What
faction.
the fuck are they
Yeah,
going to... Okay.
They're pretty secretive.
yeah.
Yeah, and she did
What-
say
what-
she'd
what
be
were
able to
they
give you.
called?
She said she'd be able to give you a bit more information once you came back. Once you were able to help them out. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go sort the winery out.
Okay, I'm going to
Make sure the
sit
wine
on the
gets
roof.
delivered.
Is he on the roof again?
I
Who's
like it.
who's steering these horses?
Nasty.
Okay. Morley,
I'm gonna roll.
we're about to you.
Shotgun next American.
Okay, perfect. We'll ask John when he gets back. Loris, are you just in the back of the carriage? Are you walking
Just
along?
going to lounge in the back. I enjoy being driven everywhere. It's
Okay,
great.
you went from like I'm just gonna walk alongside it and make sure everything's okay. To look, just chauffeur me.
Got that dad bod.
Walk? No thanks.
You might require my energy in some other time. I've got to save it a lot.
Hello. Yeah, maybe.
Good thinking, good thinking. Get in, big guy. I've just rolled a 16 plus 6 for animal handling, and we're on our way.
Yeah, perfect. With a crack of the reins, you just steer these horses out onto the footpath, and
Yeah!
you're heading
Is
towards.
that what you say?
Roll hard.
Rear up.
Yeah. You
Easy does it. Jesus.
you get to the gates, and there's a couple of guards there, and you recognise one straight away.
Is it different?
This guy. This fucking guy.
Where is it?
I feel like Loris loves Greg.
Oh, look
really
at
like
Hey, look at you guys. You come back out this way. All right. Out in from the east, out from
All right, Greg.
Okay, I'll open up. Here you go. Out you guys go. And he just opens up the gates. Yeah, don't come back though. Just make sure it's not too late. We don't want to have to lock the gates on you guys again. Yeah, so come on.
What time do they shut, Greg?
Oh, Jeff, what time do we shut the gates again, mate? And Jeff was like 8 o'clock. Yeah, about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
It's early. All right.
It gets dark. It's scary with all those wolves and stuff out there, isn't it?
Oh, Greg.
Yes.
Hey, you're a man of Valaki. What's the best thing to do in a wolf attack?
Wolf attack.
Yes, how do you repel a wolf?
We've been through one of these, Molly.
Preferably if you've got a pike, something long. You can keep them at a distance, poke them in the chest, give them what for? Yay, wolf, get out of here. Just like that. You got to say that as well. Yeah, wolf.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay.
Helpful.
Yep. Did you want some other magic weapon or something? No?
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
What? No, I'm just saying you guys have
want
got... I'm just noticing
No,
your
magic-
fancy glowing weapons there. I haven't seen something like that for a little while. That's quite fancy, isn't it?
Right. Yes, it is. Okay, thanks, Greg.
All right, guys, we'll see you tonight.
That reminds me, I'm going to cast Mage Armor, just so you know.
Bill. Oh, we can't hear you, Bill. You just...
Are you screaming?
People are just popping in and out. Joe's gone now. What is happening? Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Greg. Sorry.
Oh, yep.
What time is it now? just so we know how many hours before we have to be back.
Yeah, good. I'm trying to remember what time I said that you guys got out of bed and walked. Oh, it looks like it's about 11 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
It's nearly lunchtime.
Yeah, good 9 hours. Grab yourself something on the road. You'll be great. You'll be fine.
Sandwich.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Greg. You're very helpful.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Jeff, did you hear that? He said I was saying. As he,
If there's anybody I can give a compliment to on behalf of your performance, I know that kind of thing usually really helps out people, so just point me in that direction. I'll do it on my way back.
Right, you do what you got to do. Okay, well, have fun, guys.
Bye.
I agree.
Okay, all right, and we're moving you off that and back into the overworld of Barovia. Let's
The Rover world.
the Barovia world. I've even on the map. I've even placed some of the names now on the map, just in case you're trying to remember where things were.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, look at that. So
yeah.
nice.
Okay, cool. So party locator on this side of the city now. And I'll just move myself over there as well. Yeah, so you guys head out, and you can see sort of up ahead. Gosh, where am I? Got all this stuff that I need to open. Areas of Barovia.
This sounds like a busy trade road.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Picky.
No, I'm just kidding.
Screaming.
That was a joke.
I'm just. Huh? That should have disappeared now.
Well, it's eerily quiet. I don't like this at all.
This is an eerily quiet trade road.
Stand back.
Can you not hear stuff? Can you hear stuff?
Oh yeah.
Maybe not.
It's on snoring.
Who's snoring?
Yeah.
Loris is snoring in the back.
He's already fast asleep.
He's having a cat.
Your
It's
dog
like,
is
yeah,
snoring.
it's great.
All right. Okay, there
not?
should be some sounds coming in at some point. Hopefully that works anyway. Okay, yeah. So you're on the road for a little bit, and you make your way over. Basically, you've kind of forgotten how wooded this area was because of being surrounded by the village for a day, and you're reminded the moment you step through those gates just how dense and thick the woods are on either side of this very sort of dusty dirt road. And you're also reminded again, now that the sound of the thrumming city sort of has left you, just how isolating this place is compared to back home. And the mist is sort of rolling through this forest path, and up ahead you can hear just a soft murmurings of a stream, and there's a little stone bridge up ahead. And you make your way over this stone bridge, and off to the right you can see where it sort of joins off in the distance to a much larger lake or body of water. And past that is just this dark, mist-filled, wooded mountain just on the other side of this lake. And the road eventually comes up to an X intersection that has branches off to the northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast, and the lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of this intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in the four directions, just lies off in some weeds nearby.
Oh, that's helpful.
So it's just a post.
So yeah, at the moment you just got like this snapped post, and then you can see the top half of that post just sort of lying in the weeds just off to the side. So you can't really...
What does the top half say?
Let's have a look. The different arms indicate like Kretsk, Tsolenka Pass, Lake Baratok, Velaki and Ravenloft, and Berez.
Kretsk was there.
Yeah, Kretsk was there.
We
So
kind of know where we're going,
If we
though.
put it back on.
Yeah,
it's-
we've got it on the map, right? We know where we're going.
Well, you know that.
Well, we know where we were trying to get to, so...
Yeah, for sure.
What was that, Baron?
Yeah, I guess we can fit it back onto the post, right? And one way's leading back to Velaki. That should...
This man's a thinker.
Genius.
we'll know which way is the
Mary-
other one.
American, do you have like repair lumber cantrip?
Oh, I wish. How I wish.
Okay.
I can only mold dirt.
Imagine if that was the only thing you could do.
That was it. There's just a
Yeah,
whole
you
class
get
that all they do is mold dirt.
You know, I actually realised that I have the cantrip skill set to make me a master potter. Because I have control flames and gust and mold earth. I mean, that's all going to lend itself to pottery.
You got nothing
isn't
to
it?
spin the clay though. So how are you going to do
Dawn
that?
whip! Spin the wheel with Dawn whip. Oh my god! Why did I create the perfect pottery class? I'm amazing. I'm going to do that when my character retires.
Okay.
That's canon.
So, if we lead, what's pointing north then with the sign?
Well, okay. Let's say you grab the top half of that post and you line it up so Vallaki points back to where you were, right?
Yeah.
The direction you've just come from, and you can see that pointing sort of towards the southwest. It says Kretsk and Solenka Pass. So it's got both pointing down that pathway to the southwest.
This way.
So yeah, the southwest. Yeah. To the northwest, it says Lake Baratok. Vallaki and Ravenloft back the way that you've came, and Berez down to the southeast.
There is.
Yeah.
Is that the west one?
Southeast is
So sorry.
is Berez.
I'm just looking on the map and I'm seeing like a body of water out towards the west, and the fortune is ringing in my mind. Find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun. Look to the west, and I'm like,
Yeah, so that is Lake.
to the west.
The sign says Lake Baratok.
I'm kind of intrigued. I'm going to tell everyone. Remember the prophecy. We do a side quest later. Side quest.
Erican, you're very distractible, aren't you?
Side quest later. Okay.
Sure. Let's get to Kresk.
Yeah.
Want that holy symbol though?
North is Baratok, but on the map, isn't that Kresk up the northwest?
The signpost is saying southwest to Kretsk.
Yeah. Okay.
What is it on our map? Does our map tally with the direction that this is pointing and saying is Kretsk?
I don't know what you're asking. Sorry.
Weren't we told where Kresk was? Weren't we given a map?
Yeah.
With...
On our map, holding our map, does it look like what we're looking at the moment?
The person who pointed out where Kretsk was on the map is no longer with you.
But was it this? Was
Yeah.
it this thing that he pointed out to? I'm just pinging it.
What do you guys remember?
That's what I thought it was.
I didn't see it.
No.
Well, the signpost is saying southwest for Kretsk and Solenka Pass.
So let's go southwest.
And sorry, what was northwest?
Northwest was Lake Baratok.
Oh, okay. I thought it was north. Something. Okay.
So we're going that way.
We can go there sometime. Do you think Lake Baratok is the sunlit place, Joe? American.
No idea. No idea.
So where's this winery?
We have barely left town.
This is
And we're
ridiculous.
lost already.
All right, so
This is just like not even me role playing. This is me like,
So,
actually lost.
Danica did mark this area sort of off to the west that I'm pinging now as where the
I didn't
winery
see it.
was.
Yeah, where are you playing?
This thing
yeah.
here.
Down here.
Ah,
You
there.
might want to zoom out a little bit.
I never saw it at all.
So that was where she'd marked on your map.
okay.
Okay.
Who's brown?
Okay, for podcast listeners, that's not just a random
a
question. That
nightmare.
is,
If I start thinking,
who's brown?
Also me.
So
who's brown?
Who's playing brown?
How do I ping? I want to ping a thing.
Yeah,
I'm
Who's brown?
white.
I'm not sure that's any better.
Do you reckon we could go this way? I'm just going to draw on the map.
No.
Wait, now multiple
This
people
way.
are drawing on the map.
I did a pink line.
Yeah, do
Oh
that.
my
That's the
God.
way we're going. That is the way we're
Why
going.
would we take that way when we could just go directly there?
Because it's more
Can
fun
we
to
though?
go
Because
through
it
the
looks like
forest.
it's high up though. You see?
No. Like just
Why is-
straight down here.
Why does this
Bloody
area
down
have
the
a ping around it?
Well, you're not going to put the wagon up that mountain.
Wait, why are you
Yeah.
pinging this area? That wasn't where I was pinging.
That's not even
No,
where we're
that's not where
going.
you. Where are you pinging?
I'm pinging off to the west.
Zoom out.
Over
Okay.
here.
Where are you?
Way
We
the
are,
fuck
we are
over
heading,
there.
we are heading. Our intention was fully to head towards the winery. So we head to the winery marked on the map that Danica gave us. Please,
Gotcha.
DM.
Yeah, let's do that.
This is ridiculous.
You guys are amazing.
For God's sake.
Also, how do I ping? I
To
want
be
to be
fair
in on
to
the
us, when
pinging.
you first pinged it, it pinged on that first
No,
one
someone
that
else
I
was
loaded
pinging
to
it. Someone
No,
else
someone
was
else
pinging
was
it.
pinging.
Oh, fucking hell. That's what
Someone
I
tell
was
me how
ask
to
for
ping right
directions.
now.
Press and hold.
No, I'm not going to ask for directions.
So, Joe, what you do is you select the pointer and it goes to select move, and then you press and hold over anywhere and it will ping.
I like how you guys are like putting like a cross around. What was that place actually? I don't even.
I want to go here.
I'm trying to figure
I'm
out.
pinging, actually. This is where the holy symbol of Great Hope is, in my opinion. And I
Okay.
am going to get it.
We'll go there later after the winery. We're doing the wine tour first.
Okay. Jesus, where are you guys going?
Let's follow that blue line. Follow the blue square.
So you're heading
Big
northwest.
Is that the winery?
We go to the winery.
It is the winery.
We go to the winery.
Okay.
It's what Danica marked on our map, right?
We're going to the winery.
But you're going northwest.
Well,
Yes.
no, let's go.
You can go northwest. I don't mind if
Let's
you
go
northwest.
north. We'll go northwest to the winery.
This has been a
Northwest.
an amazing.
Kanye West tire.
The blue path that is marked. We'll take that. Driver, drive on.
Okay.
So arrogant.
Does anybody have cartography?
I've made my decision. I will
anyone
go
have-
this way.
Does anyone have what?
Cartography.
Cartography?
Yeah, is anyone a
Yeah,
cartographer?
that's a skill that somebody can have in
Map reading.
Roll survival,
Okay.
everyone.
What I'll
I
say.
don't believe so.
You guys head northwest, and the northwest branch of this crossroads just climbs gently. It's just like a slight incline up this thing, and it becomes more and more sort of a dirt trail the further up you get, and it merges before it merges back onto Old Svellich Road. There is like a branch off to the right. As you get, and you look out and you can see this this tower, this amazingly tall stone tower with this lake beyond, like sitting on the edge of this lake.
Oh, we're definitely going there later. That tower looks important.
Yeah, does it look like that's the abbey that we'd heard about, or is that just a tower?
It just looks like a tower. I wonder if I can give you a picture of what this tower looks like.
I'm going to be like, and on your right, you can see a majestic tower. Just
I can't
passing by.
I can't show you the tower without giving some information away, so I'm just not going to show you it.
We're not interested in the tower. We're moving on.
Okay.
I'm so interested in the
But I
tower.
will-
We'll look at the. We'll
be
go
back.
back to the tower later. We're coming back. It's okay, American. We're
yeah.
coming back.
Okay,
When we're drunk.
Just to give you some idea
Yeah,
of this tower's
exactly.
height, it looks to be almost 100 foot tall. Just this.
So
meters.
So nothing to see
30,
here, folks.
30,
Moving right on.
30
30
meters.
meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing
Loris
to see
feels
here.
threatened by the tower. He's like, it's not that big.
Nothing to
Nothing
see.
to see here. Moving on.
What a short tower.
All right, so I think you will.
I could leap that in a single bound.
I think you take it in, and definitely something that you know before moving. Don't take it in. Don't take it in.
What are you on about?
Jesus.
Oh dear God.
Before the road, the dirt road joins back onto the Svellich Road. Svellich. Old
Svellich?
Old Svellich Road.
Old Spellis Road.
Something like Old Felcher Road.
I feel like this map has just been designed to set you up, Reagan.
Yeah, it is. It is. I feel that as well. I think.
Oh, look out. Morley's gone.
The tails all of
And we're done.
As easy as that. Jeez. Oh man.
There's tears. It's got tear duct.
He's not soulless.
It's clear Adam has a soul.
They move past Old Felcher Road before
Pass,
anything
yeah,
bad
before it
happens.
does any damage.
How do you cope on a funny comedy night when you're laughing?
This is his thing. He just gets up and just starts laughing.
How do you crack yourself up on stage like that?
No. Let's not do it.
Not once. A comedian doesn't laugh at his own jokes. It's unprofessional.
Very serious business,
Yeah.
obviously.
Anyway, you come across a big dick in the road. No, sorry. Sorry. That wasn't needed. So, by the way,
Shadow.
the shadow of the tower is making an imposing shadow.
Oh, that's a bit more imposing.
We're coming back here.
Americans even more.
Got a great feeling about this.
Sell ticket.
All right, I think by another half hour passes before you get to yet another sort of crossroads, and you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. The three arms of the sign point along the three branches of the road. The arm pointing north. Okay, let's go slowly through this one this time.
I'm really concerned now.
Can
Another
you point in
crossroads.
each direction, please?
I'll
Okay,
point.
Brown, who's singing?
Only I will ping this time, and it's going to be green and
Brown.
colors green.
So green.
Whoever's just
Someone
pinged at the
else
same
is
time.
pinging.
Go.
Okay, fuck me. The arm
Across the
tower.
bridge.
The arm
it is.
pointing north across the reads Kretsk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Valaki, where you've come, and the road slopes up gradually in that direction. The arm pointing southwest reads the Wizard of Wines. The road slopes gently downwards in that direction. The path
That's us.
continually cutting itself through the Svalich woods.
All right.
Try-
Where
We
you
go
going?
that way.
We go that way. Let's go.
This
All right.
is great.
Southwest. We're getting good at this.
We can read a map.
That
and
one
follow
really took 5
signs.
minutes.
It's not even the map. It's
Oh man. Okay.
We can follow road signs.
I need to check this. We're moving on to a new map soon. So you guys continue down this path for maybe another half hour before you start seeing this this vineyard coming into view. But where the hell is this map? Here it is. So many maps on this thing. Okay, I won't put you onto the map yet because that would be strange. After a half mile, the road becomes just this muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley, and the other leads south into the dark woods. A wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads Vineyard. And you can see this this valley that should have a bunch of vineyards in there. Vineyards.
It should.
Yeah. If you guys are just going to continue on up the road. A light.
Do we see any kind of any back and forth wagons on our trip at all?
You haven't passed any wagons on this path at all. It's been there hasn't been signs of. There's been birds and stuff that have been tweeting, and there's definitely been some sort of life, but there haven't been any people. You haven't seen anyone out on these paths. There hasn't been any wagons. Nothing.
Have we seen any ravens?
You haven't been looking out for them. I don't think if anyone's
I'm always looking for them.
mentioned. You can definitely take a look now. I mean, if you give me just an investigation check, and maybe we can count that investigation check as something that you've been keeping an eye on the skies.
I'm going to elbow Brian because we're both obsessed with these birds.
Yeah.
Can we both do the investigation check together for advantage?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Well, you both
I
rolled.
rolled a 12.
All right, we're gonna take the 12. That's with advantage. Yeah, there was a couple of points where above this the trees through this Svalich woods that you noticed a raven in the sky above you. And you've made it to this intersection where the trees have opened up, and you can see maybe some birds in the trees closest to you, but you can't really make out what kind of birds they are because they're so sort of hidden within the branches. Yeah.
Here we are at the Wizard of Wines. Let the tour begin.
Yeah, a light drizzle begins to fall as you sort of head west on this trail towards the vineyard. And there's unpainted fences blindly follow this trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south towards a stately building. The fog takes on ghostly forms as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there you see rope-handled half-barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a large stand of trees, and you can sort of see that on the map. I'm just going to ping that. There, somebody got it. And a man, you can see sort of cowering under some of these trees is just a man wearing a dark cloak and cowl. And he's standing at the edge of these trees, beckoning you over.
Oh. A man's here.
Hello.
How is he? He's cowering yet also beckoning us. So is he like hunched?
He's sort of hunched over. He's hunched over and he's beckoning.
That's kind of suspicious. But
Hello.
Oh.
We're here for the tour.
The tour, huh?
oh my god.
Yeah, American, are you just sort of just approaching?
I'll stop the horses and disembark.
So what distance from the sky?
A few meters. Not gonna ride right up to him. I'm just gonna disembark at sort of a few feet away.
A few feet is pretty close.
Well, I'm trying to be
Meters.
helping those Americans. A few meters. Okay, let's say 10 meters
Okay.
away.
All right, so 30 feet away.
30,
That sounds good. So yeah,
Hailing distance. How's that?
yeah,
Star
good,
Trek.
good. And you get off the hailing distance. So you get off the horse. Do all of you just what's going on? What are you guys doing?
I'm
gonna
also
stay up
going to
on
jump
top.
off.
Sorry, yep. So you're jumping off. Joe's American's jumping off. Baron.
I'm staying up on top.
Okay. Loris.
I'm just gonna wake from my slumber and poke my head out the front of the carriage just so I can kind of see what's going on. That I'm just gonna pay attention and stay with the carriage.
Yeah, great. And Morley, you've seen American jump off her side of the front of this carriage. Are you getting off as well, or are you staying put?
I'm jumping off but hanging back,
Okay, cool.
staying close to the.
And this
Wait.
old man is just sort of beckoning American and Bill over.
Like wrap my cape around me in the wind and rain and just kind of move forward towards him. Let's go. Hey, we're here because Valaki's running dry and we're trying to get them some more wine. We understand you supply them.
As you approach them, you do notice that there are a couple of other people sort of tucked away in the trees behind him. There looks to be he looks quite old. He looks to be in maybe his 60s or 70s. And with him looks to be maybe 4 or so others. There's a woman that seems to be about his age as well, and people that look to be about a male and a female that are about 20 years younger than them. And they all sort of come forward to meet you alongside this man that was beckoning you over. And he says, what was that? Why are you here?
We understand that you supply wine to Valaki, and we're trying to work out why no wine has shown up.
Well, yes. What's it to you?
We like wine. And we want to drink at the bar.
Well,
I have a question.
yeah. What's your...
Is it raining and howling and they're standing around outside?
It started to sort of start coming down, and they're huddled under these trees. Yeah.
Oh, how strange.
Is everything okay? And I take a look at the people that he's with, not the old woman, but these younger folk, these youths.
Mm.
Can you just describe them for me a little bit?
Yeah, they're all kind of wearing the same sort of cloaks. Can you give me an intelligence roll, Bill?
Sure. I rolled a... Oh, God.
16.
16 plus 2.
A 16 plus 1, and I don't know why there's another one there.
Oh, right.
Oh, wait, yes, I do. Yes. An 18 total. 16 plus 1 plus 1.
Yeah, you recognize some of these cloaks. There was a couple of these cloaks hung up in the Blue Water Inn when you guys entered in there. And they're just these kind of these dark black cloaks. And you notice there's like a kind of, especially in the older man that's in front of you, there looks to be like a couple of feathers kind of attached to the cloak at certain points. And they're all wearing these dark cloaks. It almost looks like a small family, like it could be his wife and children that he's with, huddled under this tree, the set of trees.
Do you mind if I come in under the tree? It's starting to really come down out here. I mean you no harm. I just want to chat to you.
Yes, please come out.
Okay. I move forward and kind of beckon American forward also. And just whoa, oh God, that really came on quickly. Hey, so we were in the Blue Water Inn, up in Vallaki. We're traveling through, and we really loved the wine, especially the is it the Dragon Crush?
Yes, it's my favorite wine as well. You've been to my son's inn in Vallaki, yes?
Yeah, I think it's your son's one. Is that the Blue Water?
And he just sort of like spits down on the ground.
Oh, my son. Yeah, he'll be the death of me, that one.
Well, we didn't get to meet him, but it seems like a very nice place. I don't mean to get involved in family business.
I do.
Oh, God.
And you're here for the wine.
We just wanted to first of all make sure that you were okay.
No, we're not okay. We're under some trees outside of our house.
And he points off towards the vineyard.
So no, we're not okay.
You're not okay. What's wrong?
If you must know, there's some blights and some druids who came in here. They've chased us out of our vineyard, and we haven't been able to get back in.
You've been living here? Under these trees?
Well, we've been sort of making do in the surrounding areas. It's just been 2 days. It's not like we're hippies or anything.
2 days out in the wild, wow.
Was that
we-
like condescending?
So
Oh wow,
tell
2
us-
days. Ooh, wow.
wow.
Oh, that sounds
Wow.
really bad.
He says with all sincerity, despite my lack of ability to act. So tell us more about these blights. Perhaps we can help.
Oh yeah, 2 days ago there was an evil force of men and these blights that came through, and the winery has been under attack for some time now because of the quality. The quality of the wine is so high. Jealousy and trying to take control of the wine at the Barovia.
Great.
Well, they're not going to make the same quality wine without you, that's for sure.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell them. Do you think you can get any sort of response out of a blight. It's ridiculous.
I can't imagine it's very easy. Hey, look, the Blue Water Inn was expecting a delivery. I can obviously see why that hasn't kind of come through. Bill defers to American.
I just want to say, so we met your daughter-in-law then. You'll know her name then, yes?
Danica, lovely woman, Danica.
Yes, good. I wanted to check that you were who you said you were. Very good. Well, I'm so sorry this has happened to you. We'll surely have to make this right, won't we, everybody?
We've got some wine over there waiting to be delivered, but we think we could get to it. Not a chance. Not a chance. All those blights out there.
We'll help you.
I have a question. What is a blight?
Bella!
You guys have fought twig blights
Don't you
before.
remember?
You milked them. We drank their milk.
We decorated one like a tree.
Yeah. So
The tree people.
you've fought.
Remember that other druid? What was his name?
Radagast.
No, not Radagast.
What was it?
What was his name? I don't remember.
Yeah, and he gave us that little white fluid capsule.
Oh, dear God.
I can't remember his name.
It was good.
I'll see if I can just get some information about the specifics of the
Radoff.
That was the one.
These blights, from a distance, you confuse them for just like you and I. But up close, just these horrible plant-like sharp needles. They're horrible, absolutely horrible.
We're here to help. Let us at them.
Okay. I'm just having a quick look here. Just to make sure we get everything I needed. I think, again, at this point, you notice that this old guy's, must be two of his kids, or they're still adult children. They turn around and they sort of motion towards the trees a little bit, and there's more people sort of tucked away in this area. And you just see 4 kids come sort of making their way out of the shadows. And they're all wearing these same sort of cloaks as well. There looks to be 2 young boys, maybe a teenage child there as well, son. And then the teenager is just holding a little baby as well. So it looks to be like a lot of them have been displaced out of that vineyard at this point. And the oldest son, we can only assume is this guy's son, sort of does mention that there are 3 barrels currently sitting in the loading dock that they were hoping to deliver, and another 3 barrels and several wine bottles that are in the cellar, and there's heaps of more wine that's still currently fermenting, and they're waiting to eventually be delivered.
Oh, my spirits, these people care more about the wine than their own house. Truly dedication to the craft.
I am now just getting a look at this map so I can put all of you guys on it. What's the easiest way to do this? Probably grabbing you all from the church.
I reckon we all do a huddle and like make a plan. Like, are we in? Are we going to take care of this? Are we all ready? Make it ugly.
I'll pretend to be a small German child.
I love it.
At this point, have the rest of you come down out of the carriage while this is all going on, basically?
It's raining. I'm not getting out of the carriage.
So you're just sitting in the carriage.
I'm sitting in the carriage just watching all this stuff go on. So
yeah.
I was going to ask how much of it had I heard, but I'm guessing, given they're quite a way away, it's been murmurings and American getting excited.
I mean, yeah, she's in that summer mode, I guess, which...
I would be asking, Bill, what's going on? So I'm walking up sort of, near the end of this exchange and eyeing up the folks under the tree.
seems these fine folk have been displaced from their home, and that's why the wine has stopped flowing. There's some blights have taken over the winery. Suggest we help these people and return them to their home. And as a nice byproduct, there's more wine in Valaki again.
Right. Any of them swing a sword?
Any of you swing a sword?
And you look at them all, and they do not look the fighting type. This is just like an old hunched over man, his elderly wife next to him, and just these thin, kind of emaciated, like not emaciated, but they're not strong. They all look pretty like they've been living off the land, and they've gone a couple of days maybe without food. They don't look like the strongest bunch.
Okay.
They say you're the Wizard of Wines. Is that true?
Well, you won't find wine better than what we have. We don't use magic or anything, but no. It's more of just
Right, so you're not a literal wizard.
It's like a sales gimmick.
Okay.
At least he's honest.
Just a load of shit, really.
Eminently drinkable is the original name.
False advertising.
We all agree we should just burn their house down. Let's go.
While he's warming up a fireball.
Save the wine.
This year's vintage is going to be quite a smoky taste.
I want.
You're not planning to get in there, are you?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think we help you out with your problem.
Oh, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
First of all,
Yes,
didn't catch your name.
I have it written down.
Davian.
Is that what he says?
I've got it written down there somewhere. The name is Davian Maltikov.
Damien.
Davian. With a V.
Davian Multikov.
Davian Moltikov.
It's a great name.
Multikov.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to a Multikov cocktail later on.
Oh, no.
Oh, I haven't heard that one before.
He burned you.
And we're back.
Funny how that's the clearest thing he said all night. Literally.
Actually, I don't want to go in your fucking house. I'll see you later.
I'll write that one down.
I want to ask you, Davian, about these druids. Who are they? What are their
I
goals?
have not the foggiest idea. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know if it's just a jealousy. I don't know.
That voice, Jesus.
You seem in the best of health, Davey.
Well, we must help him immediately.
Let's go-
Don't get
let's go
pneumonia
talk
out here.
Yeah, I'm talking my own voice for a minute just to get my throat back. But basically, he mentions that there has been multiple attacks on this vineyard, but this is the first one that succeeded in getting them out. But imagine that in a gravelly voice. Yeah.
Let's go tell Loris that we're going to go smash.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you guys all make your... so you're just saying your goodbyes to these guys and heading into the vineyard?
Yeah.
We'll go chat to the druids and maybe even the blights if they'll respond. I don't really know. The last blights we met, they weren't really the talking type.
No, I don't think you'll find much of a talking type here either. So good luck. You look like a good charismatic fellow.
I am. Thank you.
The charisma's just dripping off you. Yeah.
I'm very confident.
So situated in the midst of this vineyard, the winery is an old 2-story stone building that has multiple entrances. Thick ivy just covering every wall that you can see. Iron fencing along its roofline, and the trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. I'm just going to make sure I can... Oh, so you're from the... Okay, I need to move you guys up there. Okay, fine. Fine, roll 20. There we go. A wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery, next to the loading dock. West of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse. And what that looks like, you guys, what that looks like, hopefully, if it all is in place for you. Just wait for that to load.
Is this the loading dock?
Yes, this is the loading dock with the well off to the left, off to the west there, and I think off to the right. You can just see a little hint of over here is the what's that? That's the wooden stable off to the side there. Cool. As you approach the winery, you can hear the rustle of dead vines just all around you. And you can see that inhuman shapes start emerging from the vineyard, their limbs cracking as they trudge forth through the midst. And sorry. Let me read that again. I'm going to read that with a bit more gravitas this time. You hear the rustle of dead vines all around you. Inhuman shapes emerge from the vineyard off in the distance, their limbs cracking as they trudge forth through the mist and rain. And that's where we're going to enter.
So they're not coming.
They're
not coming from the house. They're coming from the vineyard off to the
out in the vineyard,
to the side.
Yeah. Just and it's
Find out what they call Morley the Badge Smasher.
Wait, what? What are you gonna do to the blights?
Gonna pull out his weapon.
Smash them.
Yeah.
And smash them with this.
Nice.
Yeah. There's kind of a multi-layer thing to this because they're just coming in waves out of this vineyard. So I think there's probably we can I reckon start with that next week. I think just having that vision of them approaching is probably enough for tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, a little earlier.
I'm gonna sharpen my axe over the next week.
Yeah, a little bit earlier than we'd normally play for, but I just need to do a bit more prep for this one. I was expecting you to go elsewhere at some point and then come into this vineyard. So,
where do you think we were going to go?
I just wasn't sure if you were going to check out Krezg or not. So I sort of had to. Yeah, and I planned a whole bunch of small things because I wasn't sure where you guys were going to be going tonight. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was really open, wasn't it?
It was incredibly open. But now, at least I can do some good prep for next week because it's going to be pretty clear for what you guys are going to be doing.
Hello.
We're going to be befriending the blights, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Clearly.
Every time.
Yeah.
Let's make friends with the blights.
Yeah.
So you guys
have an
fought
army of
blights
blights.
So
What's that?
Have you guys fought blights before as a party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there was
They
some.
might be a different kind.
There were a bunch of tree blights back in when we played Lost Mine of Vandelver. Although you didn't kill that many, right? There was only like a handful of them.
Yeah, it was only
All I
hand-
really remember is them cornering one particular person.
Yeah.
Darren shot one
like
fucking
amazing.
dead eye, bang.
Yeah. He shot one shot, bang, and then he got cornered by 5 or 6 of them.
He got a bit cocky and went off by himself, didn't he?
Yeah. And he killed a whole bunch while you guys
He
were
did,
fighting
he did.
zombies.
Yeah.
Are they easy to
Out
kill?
of you, he probably killed about 100.
Are they easy to kill?
I can't remember. Were they?
They weren't that strong, but we
they're
don't
not
know
that
if they're
strong,
the same kind.
But yeah, if you hit them well enough, they just kind of, they're trees.
No, they're not.
It's like hacking at a tree.
They are kind of like living plant things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd do that.
But they're not just trees.
It's like
no,
chocolate
they're
tree.
not just trees.
We made one a Christmas tree, didn't we?
You
not a
you
forest
did
tree.
decorate one up as a Christmas tree. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
It was fantastic.
It was a present under it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you found like a big crate of chest of something, right?
Some money,
Yeah.
coins.
Radoth savings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I felt a little bit unprepared for tonight, despite preparing a bunch of little things. The open world nature of this really kind of became apparent once you hit Vallaki.
We wouldn't have known you were unprepared unless you said.
Okay, well that's good
So-
because I was worried that it was the cracks were showing a little bit. So that's okay. If everyone enjoyed it, that's good.
You need a second camera for that.
Funny you mentioned. We'll just change over to that camera now. No.
Click. The builder's crack.
Yeah.
Jackalope mentioned. Don't forget that there was milking of the twig blights as well. That's right. They were.
You know, I wouldn't forget that.
Yeah.
That was really quite a disturbing part of the.
I just remember the innuendo spiraling out of control until I was actually crying.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Did it
Yes.
go well? Did it go well?
Yeah.
I'm having one of those moments where I'm just like, oh God, did that go well? So if you guys all enjoyed it,
Oh,
then
that
that's
was
good.
great.
Okay, cool.
I like that. And I'm wondering what will happen when one druid meets another
Yeah.
druid.
Yeah.
I'm quite curious about how American's going to deal with
Bad
battling
druids?
a druid potentially.
I don't think American cares what class they are. She just, right?
No, but I wonder if there's some sort of,
Kinship or whatever.
like, hey, you're a druid. What the fuck are you doing? And,
Right.
Basically,
Hey, it's like meeting
hey, what are you
meeting another
Hey.
meeting a necromancer and being like, but why are you doing it for evil?
Druid in here.
I saw you at Hinge last year. What
Yeah.
are you doing? Yo, so
I thought we really connected.
yeah. Oh, remember that?
You know,
I thought we really. Oh, I've said
we
too
were all
much.
drinking ayahuasca, and we were just like, we were one with nature, man. What are you up to?
What circle are you in these days?
Circle jerk.
Circle of the ass.
Circle of the
Oh,
jerk.
Circle of the jerk.
Yeah, sometimes we do that at Hinges. Never mind.
What? Huh? Whoa.
Yeah.
Lap Kiwi.
Hinge Fest sounds crazy.
It was one time at Hingefest.
Yeah. Things get pretty wild.
Is it twig blight?
So much wild shaping you wouldn't even believe.
Whoa.
The wild shaping.
Is that bestiality if you wild shape?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, only if one of you wild chaps and the other
But
doesn't.
is it though? Is it? Because you
Well,
there's still a
the person
druid in there.
who's not wild shaped is doing it
Huh?
to an animal.
Someone's convincing themselves it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something to that. I think there's something to that one. Yeah.
Right, if
Next
you wanna-
episode on D&D.
It's really getting
But
dicey.
officer, it was a shape changer. I swear. I swear.
I
Getting
thought it
beastie.
was.
Yeah. Lap Kiwi in the chat said there was even stuff that was skipped, but there's just so much stuff in the mod. I just want to say there's nothing skipped. I haven't skipped anything. I've just made sure that there's a lot of stuff that's in Valaki. I don't want to just drop it all at once.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much that can happen in Valaki. I don't want to just be like, all right, on day one, you find out everything. Because that would
Yeah, all the quests
yeah,
and everything.
yeah,
eh?
yeah.
And all the characters.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like when you show up in a new town in an RPG and you go and talk to everybody with an exclamation over their
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
And you're like,
Click, click,
oh,
click,
for fuck's sakes, I can't believe how many new quests I
And
have.
that-
I just cleared
yeah.
the last town.
And there's little things where I could have absolutely introduced some characters just briefly just to like hint at some characters, but I thought, well, even doing that is when it's dangerous in something like D&D because suddenly you'd be like, oh, he's shown us this one person, so now we need to talk to him, and then I can't just be
We
I can't just
100% would have followed whatever that random thread was.
yeah, and I can't just have this person's like not give you the information they have, but then give it to you later. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot this thing.
Yeah,
We
you
know-
never know
we
what
know
people
we're
are gonna
going back
latch
to the
onto
town.
as well.
Yeah, it's just about making sure that I pace it. I don't want to give you guys 100 things. It already feels like you guys have got a lot of information as it is. In
The
regards
souls thing was cool.
the what thing?
The souls.
Oh right, yeah,
understanding
yeah.
the souls, that was it's some deep lore.
I didn't know. I was actually umming and ahhing about how I was going to get that information to you guys because it's just a random conversation to be like, oh, by the way, the souls here are all fucked up.
All I had to do was look out a window.
Ismark could have told
Look
us.
out
I
a
don't know,
window
I kind of
and
wish
like,
that
boom.
you said that.
yeah,
When-
yeah.
So you guys knew him? Oh, by the way,
By the
souls are all
way, the
fucked up.
souls are fucked up.
That's some fucked up shit going on here.
Yeah. So it was good. You guys, at least, like, I could have segue somewhat from you looking out at the graveyard, you know, to being like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a good place to be buried.
That was a
such
good.
roller
That was a good.
coaster.
Yeah.
That was a very good jumping off point for that combo.
Yeah.
Although I don't know why it's a good place to get buried there. Well,
That
it's
church,
Easy access
that
to bodies.
yeah, I don't know. You know,
Protection from the bones.
you got the bones
easy
at that
access to
church.
bodies.
Yeah.
Maybe
The secret
maybe
bones
blessed
protecting the
bones.
bones.
Yeah, no, but like people get buried there and their souls just stay in the. Is that what he meant? They stay in the ground.
You have to
He
ask
didn't
him
really
to
clarify.
I
He
guess.
just kind of said death was strange and
Mm.
yeah, souls got
is strange.
recycled.
Death is a big, confusing, weird thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, they know more about what happens there than we know here, so they've got a one up on us. They actually know what souls are and
Yeah.
what happens. They actually know what happens after death. Lucky.
And they know the symbol of their Lord and Savior.
That was holy shit.
That was the worst.
That was
I just want to say,
so
imagine
hard.
having a kid and being like, "Oh, he came out with no soul. Damn it!
That would suck.
I got one of the soulless ones." Oh well, at
It
least he
doesn't
never
cry.
cries. I guess that's a plus.
I would just blame it on vaccines.
Vaccines cause soullessness.
Oh dear God.
We had a few extra follows tonight as well, which is awesome. So thank you to Tony Tiff and Symbatic, Agent Subject, Yolmu Hafizi. Yolmu Hafizi. Okay, hi. There's so many of these. Dwibidifimsoff, Vinny, and Time Roller.
I hope that you
You're
do
just making shit
have to
up now.
pronounce it that way.
Dwibidifimsoff. That's what I think it's that. And Hoju the Elder snuck in as well. So well, thanks for joining us, Hoju. Yeah. What did everyone in the chat think about about what happened tonight? Foolish Fool reckons he thinks the Baron should reanimate the bones in the church.
Yeah, that was a really.
It's a good idea.
Then we'd have a skeleton with godly powers.
Oh, in the basement,
Yeah.
Saint
Saint Andrew's.
Saint Andrew.
Bones.
Andrew.
St.
Andrews.
is it Andrew or Andrew?
Andrill.
Andrel.
Oh,
I've written
right.
Andrew.
It started out as Andrew, then got.
I heard
corrected
Andrew.
with the- Yeah,
So I should just reanimate Saint Andrew.
you could give it a
You
crack.
won't be
Well,
holy
it
anymore.
won't be Saint
Hopefully.
Andrew.
That seems That seems real bad.
It'll just be like a skeleton that you've brought.
That seems, I'm going to
That's
say it,
respectful.
a little sacrilegious.
Yeah.
But
A
they're
little
blessed
bit.
bones, right? So if it's blessed bones that reanimate,
I'm gonna have
then
to.
it's a blessed
Bones
skeleton,
be bad.
right?
Yeah.
Think about it this way: if you can animate the blessed bones, we can take them with us, and Ireena can hang out with
Exactly.
us.
Ireena can be with us all the time.
God. Oh my
You'll have a
god.
skeleton as an escort, but you know,
Could protect.
I
it,
need to do some reading
like,
up.
walk
If,
around with a sword.
oh, we
Just
haven't
an
even.
undead sentinel
Man, we need to.
marching with her forever.
She'll love it.
Yeah.
Don't make it sound weird. She'll love it.
you'll never get any privacy, but it's okay.
And
I'm writing a note. Reanimate? Question mark.
Morley, what are your plans for this this hilt that you found?
Well, I was hoping to find a bladesmith
Oh, okay.
in Vallaki,
Okay.
and I'm still going to
Yeah.
once we get back there. But I'm also wanting to use it in anger, but
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
real gamble
Okay.
because I felt some. Didn't I feel some feels when I was like holding it?
Yeah. You've definitely felt stuff coming from that hilt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Emotions,
it's like tucked away.
like-
It's tucked away
Okay.
under my coat, so I've not got it out all the time. But
So, are we in agreement as a party that it is now Morley's sword?
Morley has a sword, so it's his sword, right? That's
What is
how life
dubbed the
says it.
Smasher? The badge Smasher, isn't it? Is that what that is? You got off the list?
the Sun Smasher.
The Sun Smasher.
That's pretty sweet.
Again, just for anyone who's just tuning in to hear that, there's reason.
This is not
There's reason.
porn. This is D&D.
You can check out our Discord if you want to learn more about
Yeah.
what
Or check out wish.com.
which document. Yeah.
If you enter the code
Bosses.
at checkout. Just enter
I'm
dice
not actually.
checkout.
I've not actually used their service, but I've seen their ads, and their ads leave an impression.
Yeah, I mean, that's we had a bit of a conversation about some of the Wish ads that some of us had seen, and how Adam keeps getting advertised very specific things.
Yeah. What do you Google search, Adam?
Whoa, hang on. Let's not. I came across that once, and I took and as it was so like, I took a screenshot of it. It's not like, another later.
So you didn't want to forget it, so you took a screenshot. Is that right?
Where do you get Wish ads?
Facebook.
Instagram, I think, as well. Someone mentioned in the chat.
Well, I'm looking through Facebook, and I got ads for Briscoes.
Yeah.
Normie.
You've got real boring Google searches, man.
Yeah.
And you're the one who gets fetish gear advertised on Alibaba or AliExpress or whatever it is.
Yeah.
60% off this weekend.
Fetish gear or
I mean, actually,
on fetish gear. Shit, yeah.
I just have like 2 degrees. Like, I got nothing.
I don't have a lot
I don't
of
know.
sympathy
I
for
don't
it.
get Wish ads at all on my Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
They go through phases for me.
Right.
Quite just
They always have some weird kinky stuff mixed in that I definitely didn't Google.
maybe
I
you
just
were
very
maybe
wholesome Google search.
Look, it's just the way you
you
said
think
that
Reagan's
makes me doubt that now. Just the way you
Like-
Do you think Reagan's
yeah.
using your
But
computer?
were they conversations that you were having
That's
with
it.
your phone near you?
Yeah.
Like you only
Yeah.
need to say the words in the room, and Google just knows that you're looking for it.
I don't really believe that conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
What do we all think?
I'm on
Is
the
Facebook
fence
listening
with it,
us
to be
and
honest.
targeting ads?
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
If it was actually true, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if it is or not, but it wouldn't surprise me.
well, given what we've talked about in the last 5 minutes, my phone's been like right here.
Here we go.
Some real interesting ads.
Yeah.
The next couple of days, you're going to get smashed with some really good ads.
Jackalope says that she thinks it's the way that it's listed.
There's quite a good podcast called Reply All, which is a podcast about tech, and they do like a breakdown of, is Facebook listening to you? And it's their conclusion is no, and they think that you can actually explain all of the other stuff through other means.
I mean, there's algorithms, and they can even predict when people are likely to be pregnant.
Yeah, that was like the first story that really kicked off that whole thing. It was it Walmart or was it Amazon or something?
It was
Walmart, right?
No, it was at a UK shop. It was like Tesco's or someone.
Right, and they emailed her like a bunch of like suggestions, right, on things to buy, and it was all baby related. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't know she was pregnant. Like the father got all upset. Why are you sending my daughter like things based on children and blah blah blah? And turns out she was pregnant. But it's interesting. It's very D&D related somehow.
I'm scrolling trying to find weird Wish ads and I'm finding nothing.
You just sound you sound disappointed now.
I am. They're so weird. I showed Reagan one that it was showing me, and it was like a weird men's pair of underpants.
Oh, can we talk about this? Actually, I know this is not D&D, but I think we need to talk about this. It was a pair of underwear. No. It was a pair of underwear that the purpose was to make your penis go up instead of down. So, like, you put your pants on and then just put it up into the little thing so it goes up instead of down.
That doesn't sound comfortable.
I know. It
There's
totally
a
doesn't.
diagram and everything. I was like, check this
Didn't
out,
have a
Reagan. What's
diagram. It
this
had a
all about?
photo.
Had a photo.
Yeah, of someone wearing them. What do you...
Oh, well,
What are you searching?
it wasn't.
That's the Donald Trump toilet brush
Toilet
there.
brush?
What's a Donald Trump?
Oh,
Wow.
Donald Trump toilet brush for $3.
That's pretty great.
Kalan said is the underwear to hide morning wood. And I don't... What's it? Ones are for puppies.
Ones are for puppy.
Bones are for
Oh,
puppies.
bones are for puppies, right?
And we talked about
Like any
bones.
woman. They're horrible.
Oh, and we're talking about puppies.
Yeah.
We talked about toilet brush here. We talked about that. Oh wow!
Oh my god, they're listening.
Look at these. This is amazing. Look at this huge blanket.
Are they playing? Oh, those are great.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god. they're
Where are you
like
finding
that.
these? Do I need to go on to
Wish
Wish?
ads.
I'm going to go on Wish.
Okay.
A poo diagram for his mark.
Phoenix. Wait a second.
get a lot
Okay,
of
this
Phoenix
is. I just want to point something out here. Phoenix, someone in the chat, is saying
I
that
found a Wish ad.
those putting the penis up instead of down. Common in Europe, especially for men's swimming gear.
Why?
Well, if it's for swimming gear, it must be like helping you cut through the water or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Not like a shield.
Like a little...
I've got the
sure that
two
creates
and
a-
wish as well.
It looks just like someone like sporting a boner in underwear, though. It's just that's what it looks like. Yeah,
Sporting.
sporting. Yeah,
That's the word, right? It's a sporting boner.
Got the same thing there.
helps you turn
They
faster.
don't seem to like profile what
Bones
what
are for
gender
what
you
is that
are.
even? What bones are for puppy? And so there's just
It's
like
a way.
It's a what?
It's this way. It's saying fat women are better than skinny women because skinny women are bony, but that's for puppies. Real men like large women.
What?
That's the message
Oh,
in this
right.
ad.
Okay.
Oh,
That went over my head.
Oh,
Yeah, I totally didn't get that.
look at this.
Oh.
God. Hey,
Hello.
What is that? Is
Aaron.
that pointing up?
what the
It clearly is
hell?
because he's got it behind his
Yeah,
hand, right? It
yeah.
looks like, yeah.
Full body
Phoenix is saying it's a pickup
mesh
method, or so they seem to think, like it's an ego trip thing. That's weird. I really didn't realize that was an actual thing.
Yeah.
little tent for your shavings.
Hey, that is no joke.
That'd be good.
That's kind of
hate
useful.
trimming.
Shall I buy
into a
this
sink.
now?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, buy
I
it.
could have used that the other day.
Right,
I
you're just going to
use it.
clog up your sink with all your. Look, I'm
Probably
down
kinda
for that. One
useful,
makes
eh?
sense.
Yeah.
That one makes sense.
Yeah.
I've got AliExpress. So there.
Okay.
AliExpress isn't as
Not as
dodgy.
good.
Yeah, it's not as not as bizarre.
Not as good as this.
Okay, well, I'm going to look for GIMP mask on there.
What is that? Is that like a butt cleaner?
Self-assist
It's a
toilet aid.
self-assist toilet aid.
Okay.
They've
Is
got
it
my
assisting you to clean? Like, do you wrap toilet
Yeah.
paper around it, or is it assisting
Oh,
you on
that's
getting
what-
it out?
Yeah, it's a bum wiper.
Ah, right.
It's a bum
Yeah.
wiper.
For people who can't reach, I guess.
You won't
So
be
can-
able to. That won't not very relatable for you, Reagan.
No.
and
You
Joe.
don't need to do that.
Johnny doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Nice.
I don't know what that joke is.
It's a Demolition Man reference.
Demolition
Yes, it
Man.
is.
Love
This
it.
channel is now sponsored by
Give
Wish,
masks.
is what Hoju said.
Yay, give masks.
Wow.
They're
I can
really
beat
cheap
that.
too.
What is that?
Special pants that neutralize your farts.
That's
Oh,
that's nothing new. I've seen that before.
Certainly.
And you have just got like heaps of GIMP masks there. Did you search for it again to show us that, or is that just your recommended list?
It's just always.
It's just always like that.
That was when you were searching for a mask for me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What were you searching that it brought up GIMP masks?
This is all filed under Dave.
I'm not sure Loris would have been so scary with wearing a
I
GIMP
think Loris would be far scarier with a GIMP mask on, if I'm being honest.
What are you
Just walking everywhere with a GIMP mask on. Jesus.
So many times scary.
That's so scary.
It's like,
Th-
would you do
I've just
that?
found the.
It's,
Got a
I'm,
plus
actu-
two for
I'm actually
intimidation.
considering it now. It's good. That...
oh,
fuck is that?
that?
Next to Mickey Mouse as well.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. Like someone could clip that and it'd be really awkward now.
Please
Well, I
don't
think
clip
I
that.
found your undies.
No, there's
Are
like
those
a
the ones
little-
that point up?
No, there's like an actual pouch that like you feed it into, I guess, and it just is
I
up.
could
Yeah.
buy Matt Damon for $22. Oh, look, he's got
Wow.
the filter on him.
Puppy
It's
mask.
all the-
Damon.
Bones are for
It's the-
puppies.
It's the dog one. If you want to be a dog, what is it? Yeah, I'm not going to say it like.
I'm sorry. I started this trend of showing
Yeah,
phones.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
relevant to what we do
Oh, I,
here.
On
I
the
just
quick-
seen something,
with-
but I'm
like
not gonna,
St.
I'm not
Andrew's
gonna
bones, you say? Huh? Oh, sorry, I'm just
St. Andrew's phone's more like.
yeah.
We could just have a whole podcast of just showing the weird shit. That's
You could
popped up
totally
on our
make a
phones.
podcast on Wish things.
But yeah, if-
Reprehensible shit.
Strahd? Something that we were
Yeah, I can't remember
somehow
now.
involved with.
I don't know.
We've moved on.
We shouldn't have, but we have. Oh, it looks like Jackalope.
Oh,
Like-
Jackalope found something.
Jackalope's put something on.
No,
the Discord.
Jackalope, don't do that.
That's not right. Don't start that game.
What game?
I want to say.
But yeah, Baron, if you'd bought me one of those masks, I would definitely wear it.
You would?
I'd add it to Loris's character, and we'd pick it up somewhere that he found
is
something that he
that?
thut was kind of cool.
Oh,
I'd add it into
Because
it.
I found one that has an attached funnel.
Well, are you actually going to get a gimp mask, Dave?
Oh, I won't buy one, but if Baron finds one that he thinks is suitable, I'd absolutely consider wearing it.
So
Just because it'd be good.
Okay.
So if getting Dicey viewers, I need you to if we bought you a gimp mask, you would put it on every Monday night and just sit there playing D&D in a gimp mask.
Fuck, I wear fake armor for crying.
Wait,
out loud.
is this before we go live or later on?
There's no distinction in Dave's mind.
Dave, what if we got you a full gimp suit?
No. That would be
Yeah,
too
well,
hot.
what if Loris found that in a dungeon?
Yeah.
Oh, Forest Dungeon.
What if I bumped your AC?
That is where you would find
That's
one.
where I'd find it, right?
What if I also
Probably
bumped
hanging
your
on the-
AC? Would you
So
wear
what?
the full gimp suit? If I
you what?
bumped your character's AC while you wore
By
it,
how much? By
Like
how
a
much?
magical gimp
it's
suit.
like a magical gimp suit. So you put it on, you
Wow.
gain even more AC.
By how much are
Wait,
we talking?
What's your current AC?
A pony gimp suit.
With a little
make it worth my while, and I
What's-
consider it.
What's your
Yeah.
What's your
It's currently 17.
current? I'd bump that to 20 if you wore a gimp suit.
Ooh, that's seriously tempting.
Yeah.
It's actually very tempting.
So if we bought you with your
Actually very
money,
tempting.
because that's what you pay us for, we'll have you sitting in a full gimp suit. AC 20.
It's actually very tempting to
Worth
have
it.
AC20. I reckon for AC20, I would almost be untouchable. And it, like,
But in a gimp
You're wearing
suit,
a gimp suit,
very
you'd be
touchable.
untouchable.
I'm sitting in. Yeah, as long as it's not the horse one that
Yeah.
has just been.
That would be
posted.
ridiculous.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
This is
Did
crazy.
you say you wouldn't wear the horseman or you would?
No, wouldn't with that one. That's just.
So
What
just-
about the one that looks like a dog?
So just a normal gimp suit, bumps your AC by 3,
Average one.
but
Normal.
if you
Cloak.
include the ball gag, you get
Oh, fuck
a
off.
+2 to all of your attacks.
And if you wear the attached funnel,
Then you can also like do bard spells and stuff as well.
I don't want to do bard spells.
I just want to see. I just want to
You wanna
see
see
what
what the line
I just
is?
want to see what Loris in a full gimp suit and ball gag looks like trying to cast sleep on people. That's what I want to know.
Well, basically, be an elbow drop to the head and like sleep.
I don't think he'd be very successful sleeping on people.
I'd be good at dissonant whispers. Wearing that shit.
What the?
I reckon the funnel should just give you an extra attack.
The what? The what? The funnel. One extra
the
attack.
funnel, yeah.
3 attacks. That's pretty good, Dave. Gimp suit.
3 attacks,
Funnel.
20 AC.
What costs your dignity?
Dave, don't listen to Joe. It's just going to go live
Yeah.
Monday to whoever
To be
watches.
fair, Joe, my dignity, I'm sitting here like in my dining room.
Wait. So
Doing this.
to you, there's just no difference between that and
Not really.
chucking on a gimp suit.
Oh, really?
A full
You know
gimp
what?
suit.
I think that
Absolutely not.
Dave
Really.
is the most realistic here. I think that is probably pretty true. If you're talking about the average public looking in, and someone's wearing a fucking
What's the difference
Some,
between wearing
like-
fake armor and a
I
fake
think
Very
we'd get more
armor.
viewers. I think people would be flicking through the different D&D streams and go, "Oh, hey."
As long as
Stick
you,
around
if you
for
put a
this one.
subtitle in there, put gimp suit in, we'd probably come up under a lot more searches as well.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We could do an
Just
all
get our SEO ranking way, way, way up.
Because what was the biggest hit that you had? Like,
Yeah.
it was
Fingering.
People must have been.
Fingering.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it
yeah,
had
that's
nothing
right,
to
yeah.
do with it.
Fingering the red brands, like someone on YouTube, like more than one person on YouTube has found that video because they just searched YouTube for fingering.
Yeah,
I love
but
that
it
we
was
came up on that.
implied like you were stabbing.
Why
your
would?
wounds or
Okay, well,
something.
first of all, if you're going onto YouTube and you're fingering, you're tapping in fingering, right? And you hit search,
Cheater.
and you're just scrolling through all the searches. Something here is going to get me for fingering. This is good, and you just see 6 people playing D&D. Oh, click it. Oh,
Maybe
I love.
it took so.
I don't-
You've been
Someone
searching for so
someone searching
long.
fingering gets that episode.
You've been searching for so long that you've just you're over that initial urge you had, I guess. Oh, D&D will do. That'll be fine.
These people look interesting.
Yeah.
Well, this one's wearing a gimp suit.
Okay, all right. Well, look after yourself,
See you,
Adam.
Adam.
I gotta go too.
Oh, you're all off. Okay,
All right,
well, we'll
we-
say goodbye to.
I feel like we should all quit for the night.
Okay, all right. Well, jump in. We'll advertise everything first, guys. So before you all disappear, jump into our Discord if you want to talk about fingering and gimp suits.
Because it will be discussed in the next week.
And there's going to be links to Wish things in there now. So please do just come over into our Discord and talk about D&D and what you're playing if you're playing D&D and what we did wrong tonight or what we did right tonight, and just have a chat to us. You can look at all of our previous sessions either on Twitch or on YouTube, or listen to them on anywhere that you get podcasts. Players, Needle's going to visit at the start of next session as well, because the ticker has gone over.
Is it going to be a combat one or a non-combat one?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
That depends on how quickly we attack the blights.
Well, it'll be dependent on a few things. So I think I'm probably going to aim more towards it being a combat one, because you guys haven't had a combat one for quite a while. What else? That's about it, eh? If you're not following us, please do. Please follow us. Undercover Rasta, thank you for giving us a follow. To all our subscribers, love you. We all do. All of us. And if you're not our subscribers, we kind of like you. It's one of those kind of relationships.
Hold on.
It's like a half heart.
If you like us, we like you. Yeah, so
The subscribers get that.
Hey, come to the Discord.
Just come to the Discord. You don't have to subscribe. Just come and chat to us in the Discord. It's really
Talk a
cool.
lot of shit.
If you are a subscriber, you do get access to the Needles Wheel Discord chat channel as well. If you attach your Twitch to your Discord, and so you can make suggestions for Needles Wheel, and I listen and I put them on there, and they can show up. And there's some really, really cool ones. And there's one that I'm really, really hoping for on the combat wheel, because it'll just be fantastic. It'll be amazing. It'll be so cool. You guys would love it. People who watch this would love it. It's going to be great. But until then,
You could just make it happen.
No, I'm not. No, dude, come on. I don't come on. Then
You love it so much.
I know, but I just want it to be organic. The
like
joy
organic,
I
don't you?
will get from
I
it
know,
being
you
organic,
like organic.
yeah, it's good. It's good. But yeah,
Organic.
always organic. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys all at the same time next time. Bye.
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 Love you.
See ya.
And there's Joe.
Oh, there's Joe.
The car.
Bye, Joe.
All right, bye. All.